Welcome, everybody, to the Oakland University softball field on this sunny day here on the April of 6th. This is WXOU Sports. Oakland Golden Grizzlies will be facing off in games 2 and 3 in a doubleheader today against the #1 standing Youngstown State Penguins. I'm Giovanni Moceri here for play-by-play alongside Patti Cesarini, joining us on the broadcast here for a very sunny but also windy and tumultuous weather day.
Little bit. Not as bad as yesterday, though. Yesterday, whew, you want to talk about some wind. That was crazy. But, I mean, what a win from our softball team yesterday, walking it off. Does it get any better than that? Is there any better of a feeling for a baseball player or a softball player to walk the game off? I don't think so. You know, a tumultuous bottom of the 7th, but Oakland was able to get the job done. Alyssa DePrima drove in 2 runs to tie the game at 4-4, and then Macy Brown gets a base knock, and she walks the game off. She was player of the game, and that was just a fun moment, fun to be a proud of, and then knock off Youngstown's win streak. They were on an 11-game win streak, and they cut it.
Previously 9-0 in the Horizon League coming into this weekend. Yeah, and there was a little bit of a controversy at the end of the game, at least to some folks, towards the end of the game, Patti. Tell us a little bit about that. Youngstown State wasn't too happy about the result.
Yeah, there were a few things. It was kind of happening all game long, where there were just issues with what was going on, and umpires, and Youngstown State's coach wasn't too happy with certain things that were going on. You know, both sides. Again, this was happening on both sides. Right. Even for Oakland, too, you know. They weren't too happy with some of the calls they were getting. It was being played both ways, and then it just seemed to ramp up down the stretch as Oakland started to get a little bit of momentum. They started putting runners on the base path. You know, it was last chance, bottom of the 7th. A couple plays happened. They wanted to replay, but it wasn't talked about before the game. That's what Youngstown's coach was saying, is that we never discussed having replay before the game started, so we shouldn't be able to replay it. But obviously, if we're broadcasted on ESPN, they're allowed to have the replay. So right. It was just kind of all over the place. Things were going on. I think the bottom of the 7th took roughly 30 minutes to get through it. A lot of start and stop, but the Golden Grizzlies prevailed and they pulled it out.
Yeah, and that gives Youngstown State their first loss in the Horizon League, and therefore Oakland, #3 in the Horizon League so far, has the opportunity to give it to the Penguins here and to climb themselves higher in the rankings, looking to pass Northern Kentucky, who sits at 7-2 in second place in the league so far. Oakland now 5-2 in league play. And it's going to be an exciting game here today. I'm sure there's a little bit of that tension still in the Youngstown State dugout. A little bit of vengeance going through their minds for this game, trying to right the wrongs from their perspective here. But for the Golden Grizzlies, they want the sweep, and they want it bad.
100%. A goal, I talked to Coach Henderson. She said a goal that her team had was to win both games in a doubleheader. So they're coming out here with a lot of fire today, looking to hit that goal, reach that goal, and then Youngstown State is, like you said, just looking for revenge after that game yesterday. So Coach Henderson also said that in previous series against Youngstown, things can get a little bit chippy at times, but we can't focus on that, and we need to stay within ourselves. So I think, you know, this is going to be a good game. There's going to be a lot of fight from both sides. You know, there's a lot going into it. Like I said, Oakland wants to reach their goal, and Youngstown's just fighting to get back and fighting for a win.
And Youngstown State will start that fight at the batter's box here. Starting it off for Youngstown State is the right fielder, number 10, Sarah Fessler. Pitching for the Golden Grizzlies is number 20, the freshman from Macomb, Dakota, Alyssa Balcom. Go Cougars! That's my that's my alma mater as well. I couldn't help it. I had to start the broadcast with it. As here's the first pitch, outside for ball 1. Dakota High School coming off their last season, 31-4, wow. And we're ranked number 3 in the state of Michigan. And Alyssa's not the only player from that Macomb, Dakota team. As strike 1 thrown right down the middle. Chanting already starting in the Youngstown State dugout. And here comes the 1-1. On the outside there, no swing. That'll make it ball 2.
Alyssa Balcom has a record 2-4, 2.51 ERA, 19 strikeouts and 19 walks so far this season.
Here's a 2-1. Just on the outside there. That'll make it 3-1. Crowd is packed here on this bright sunny day here at the Oakland baseball field on both sides for Youngstown and for Oakland. Here's a 3-1. Right down the middle. That'll be ball 4, a little bit too close. And that'll send Fessler over to first base. And then coming up next is the third baseman, number 20, Linda Wilkerson. Got a runner on first base here to start it off for Youngstown State. And a fresh count. Here's the first. Right down the middle, strike 1.
Walked the first batter, but then just getting right back into it, right back into work, attacking. And now that's exactly what you want from your pitcher. You know, start off strong, get a strike, get ahead in the count.
The 0-1. Right down the middle again, strike 2. Wilkerson, a freshman infielder from Westerville, Ohio. Strikeout on the line here. Here's the 0-2. Just a little low to the outside. Sorry about that, folks. A little technical difficulties as Youngstown State gets a hit over to the right outfield, and that'll send runners to the corner for Youngstown State. Wilkerson able to get the hit going.
Little blip single right over second base, advance the runner, and that all starts because your dreaded leadoff walk, you know, you've got to.
Sorry about that. Our soundboard seems to be sneezing at us.
A little finicky today.
All good here, but Youngstown State has runners on the corners here. And come up next to bat, third in the lineup is Jillian Jaxie, number 30. Here's the pitch. Strong one down the middle, just a little to the outside. That's ball 1. Alyssa Balcom not afraid to throw the fastball right down the middle. Here's the 1-0. And there it is right down just a little to the outside. That'll be ball 2. As the activity here on the field, as well as the wind picking up just a little bit here. Here's the 2-0. Right down just to the outside once again. Still trying to find the strike zone for this at-bat here. Jaxie, a senior from Plain City, Ohio. The only engineering major here for the Penguins. The 3-0. Overcompensate a little bit to the inside, and that will be the 4th ball. And now loading the bases in the top of the first inning here. Leaving the bases loaded for number 1, the sophomore Kennedy Dean from Winfield, West Virginia.
Youngstown State coming in with a lot of pop. Bases loaded, no outs. Coach Henderson just trying to calm our team down right now. Get back to basics. You know, when things start to get out of hand and you start to put a little bit of pressure on yourself, so you just have to go right back to basics. Simplicity is key. And for Alyssa, she's going to want to just trust her defense. Throw good pitches and trust your defense to make the plays behind you.
And she's coming into this team that was now the 2-time reigning regular season champion team. So as a freshman pitcher, it's going to have to come down to relying on that experience of the team you're coming into.
Absolutely, and you're playing against, you know, a good Youngstown team. And Jillian Jaxie, she was Horizon League Freshman of the Year, first team last year. You know, she's a good player. Now she's in her second year. She's seen everything before, you know.
Here's the pitch, strike 1. That conversation seemed to help there. Got the first strike on Dean. Excitement still building in the Youngstown State dugout. Loaded bases, can't get more exciting than this. Fastball right down the middle for strike 2. Alyssa Balcom seems to be getting her confidence back. As Dean gets her feet set. Here's the 0-2. Just a fast one, just a little bit low and outside. That'll be ball one. Giving it the 1-2 count. As mentioned, no outs, top of the first inning, bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Got a hit on the neck of the bat there, over to right field, scooped up by the Oakland defense.
Nice play by Macy Brown, having to track that ball over her shoulder and then turn around and launch the ball home. So no Youngstown, no runs come across the board for Youngstown.
As that first out there is the way to progress, to empty these bases here without any of them coming home.
It's just one at a time.
Here's a fresh pitch. Inside and low, ball one. Up to bat right now is Alyssa Imbler, the shortstop, number 2 for the Youngstown State Penguins. Here's the 1-0. Little bit high. That'll be ball 2, the 2-0 count. Matching the numbers of Alyssa Balcom, number 20. Base is still loaded here. A lot of work to do to empty these and leave all the runners on base. A swing at a foul ball flying to the right, over and behind us. That'll be strike one, the 2-1 count coming up. Wonder how many songs they prepared during the offseason for what to chant during the dugout moments. And there's strike two. A little bit low and inside.
I don't know if it's so much of preparation, but you got to think these girls are doing this all their lives. They know every single chant, every single cheer, you know?
There's a 2-2. A swing at it, hit it with the neck of the bat, flies over to the left for a foul ball. Keeping Imler alive at bat. 2-2 count so far. Base is still loaded with one out. Imler in her ready stance. And here comes the 2-2. Gets a hit on it. Ground ball, looking to stop it at home plate. That will be the second out. A smart move, throwing it to home plate, not allowing a score.
That's a heads-up play. You have a force at home. Obviously, that's exactly where you're going to go to get the second out of the inning.
Base is still loaded here, but Oakland making progress here. 2 outs, and now coming up to bat is Concheto Rinaldi. First pitch is inside, and that'll be ball one. Number 26 for the Youngstown State Penguins, the fifth-year catcher from Youngstown, Ohio. The 1-0 pitch, swung at it, got a little bit of the neck of the bat there, foul ball. It'll roll over to the left. And that'll be a 1-1 count here.
Last year, Rinaldi was second on the team, and she had 12 multi-hit games. She had a 9-game hit streak at one point, too.
Here comes the 1-1. Got a little bit of a half swing on that for strike two.
Alyssa's really, really trying to work the strike zone right now. You can see her throwing a couple balls outside, working it inside a little low. She hasn't really targeted upstairs, though, too much.
There's a 2-2 pitch outside to give it a 2-2 count. Or excuse me, that was the 1-2. Now it's the 2-2. One more strike will clear the bases scoreless. But Youngstown trying to cash in on it. There's a 2-2. Hit in, or not hit rather, but pitch was inside, giving it a full count with bases loaded. Youngstown State looking to start the game with a high-flying string of offense. And Oakland looking to put a lid on it before it even starts. The 3-2. Strike three! Oakland digging themselves out of bases loaded with no outs, making it all the way to now the bottom of the first with no points for the Penguins. That will keep us at a scoreless first inning here. We'll be right back here on WXOU Sports for the bottom of the first as we see Oakland at their first at-bat. Welcome back, everybody, to WXOU Sports. It's Oakland softball in a doubleheader today against the Youngstown State Penguins. Oakland up 1-0 in the series from a walk-off win yesterday and surviving bases loaded at the top of the first to keep the game scoreless as now Oakland is at bat here. Brooklyn Plitz up to bat here for the Golden Grizzlies.
Hitting .276 on the season, 29 at-bats. 8 hits, and 2 RBIs.
The 1-1 pitch, a little bit up. Down the middle will be ball 2 here. Brooklyn Plitz, another recent graduate of Macomb Dakota High School. Freshman coming into this Golden Grizzly squad here. Foul ball up and behind us.
Watch out, Joe. Protect your computer.
Do we have to go through this story again? I'm fine telling it, but listen, all I'm saying.
Oh, please. You like the attention. You love it. You tell that story everywhere.
All I'm saying, we'll tell the story in a little bit here, but all I'm saying is if you come to a baseball or softball game, when they say heads up, they mean heads up. Don't let that ball crash into anything valuable. As another foul ball will keep Plitz alive at bat here. 2-2 count to start off the batting for the Golden Grizzlies in the bottom of the first. As we mentioned at the start of the broadcast here, yesterday's 5-4 win for the Golden Grizzlies occurring on a walk-off hit by Macy Brown, although some controversy was felt by Youngstown State. Here's a 2-2. Little contact on there. It dropped right in front of Plitz there, but was ruled a foul ball here. She'll stay alive at bat. There's one of those gray areas where she went and ran to first base just in case. But
hey, you're always going to play it safe. You're always going to play it safe.
They're going to redo the 2-2 for this one here. Here's the pitch. Inside, but caught her swinging for a strikeout to start things off for Youngstown State. Number 4, Devin Ryan on the mound pitching, gets her first strikeout of the game here. Coming up to bat now for the Golden Grizzlies is number 5, Macy Brown.
The hero of yesterday's game.
We were just talking about her. Wow.
Mm-hmm. She's hitting .240 on the season. A slap hitter. Little lefty action. I like it. It's so interesting watching them do that. There's no way that I would be able to do that. It's impressive, honestly. Because now you're thinking your footwork's got to be in there too.
Definitely. As the first pitch was swung at, got some contact on it by Brown, but was ruled a foul ball as it dropped right on the first baseline. There's the 0-1 pitch. Got contact on there down the third base side, but just outside. It will be another foul ball for strike 2.
The wind just couldn't push it fair.
Not a whole lot of altitude on that hit there, but it would have dropped perfectly in the shallow outfield towards left field. But it will be an 0-2 count right here. Macy Brown's got to dig herself out of this to get on base. Here's the pitch from Ryan. Low and outside, that'll be the first ball. Macy Brown here, senior from the Golden Grizzlies from Rochester, but not Rochester, Michigan, rather Rochester, Indiana. Here's the 1-2. Low and outside. That'll be a 2-2 count. Macy Brown looking in good shape to be able to get out of this on base. But we'll see what Ryan has to say about it on the mound. Here's the 2-2. Good swing on it. Shallow hit right towards third base. Hits the ground here, and Macy Brown goes to second base for a double to get the offense started for the Golden Grizzlies.
She fell behind in the count, worked back. You know, she chipped away at it, and then she just got her second double of the season. She's coming up big this weekend for the Grizzlies.
Coming up now to bat is number 11, Jen Kritzka, the redshirt senior from Joliet, Illinois. A superstar for this Golden Grizzly squad.
A leader, a big leader for them.
I love her walk-up song, too. Let's Go to the Mall, a reference to How I Met Your Mother. I love that show. Here's the first pitch. Fast one for strike one. And I'll quickly put one of Oakland's record-setting batters at an 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Strike two. In that strike zone on the outside, a little bit lower. And now Kritzka is facing the same situation as Brown did earlier before she got her double.
Kritzka didn't play yesterday, but now she is back. And let's talk about 20 total career home runs. I mean, she can hit. Second most in program history.
And we barely just got started with this season here, so we'll see what height she can take it to throughout this season here. As now here comes the 1-2 pitch. Ryan making her decision before tossing. Here it comes. Big swing towards left field. Almost got Coach Sam in the ankles there. It'll be a foul ball. And that'll keep the count at a 1-2 for Jen Kritzka.
Last year, she was named Horizon League second team and then all-tournament team in their Horizon League tournament run.
Here's the 1-2. Contact on it, inside towards left, and she'll be out at first base. Shallow ground ball towards the shortstop there. A quick toss would give now 2 outs to the Golden Grizzlies here. Macy Brown still sitting on second base, waiting for somebody to bring her back to home plate.
And give credit to Macy Brown, too. She took a couple steps off the bag, was waiting it out. She was reading it, deciding that after their shortstop threw the ball to first, whether she's going to go or not, and then she stuck it out, played it safe, and stayed at second. She wanted to go, though.
Of course. Now up to bat for the Golden Grizzlies is number 14, the graduate student, Reese Ruhlman. Another one of the veterans of this Golden Grizzlies squad. At a 1-0 count right now. Here's the pitch. Thought about swinging at it, and it was called a strike, so maybe she should have. As a 1-1 count is to be right now.
In yesterday's game, she was running to first, tripped over the bag, hurt something, but glad to see her back out here again today.
The 1-1 pitch inside to bring it to a 2-1 count here. She had the smooth criminal out the way for that one.
Well, Michael Jackson.
We'll see if she can moonwalk to first base.
Oh, well played. Well played.
Here's the 2-1 from Ryan. Swing and a miss for Ruhlman. Strike two. That'll be a 2-2 count here. Macy Brown on second. We're tied at 0 here, scoreless in the bottom of the first here on WXOU Sports. Ryan with the pitch. Low and away to bring it to a full count here. And the excitement is rising here, not only from the Oakland dugout, but from the those in attendance as well. Full count, 2 outs, runner on second. Here's the pitch. Swing at it, got the neck of the bat. It'll be a foul ball to the left.
Little change-up action. Tried to get her with the off-speed. Didn't work. She's too veteran of a hitter. She knows what's coming. She plays it well in the box. She gets the job done.
And she stays alive at bat here. High pressure swing at the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. High and away, and that'll be a walk for Ruhlman. Oakland stays alive at bat here, sitting at 2 outs with a runner on first and now on second. And now up to bat is number 10, Maggie Murphy, the junior infielder from Novi.
Transferred in. It's been making some noise, making a little bit of a ruckus.
First pitch down low and too slow. Transferring from Miami, Ohio. Bring a little Maction here to the Horizon League.
Hello, Maction.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Big swing towards the left, foul ball, but a lot of power on that line drive. That'll be a strike one here, sitting at a 1-1 count.
She was MAC Freshman of the Year, second team All-MAC freshman team. Then in her sophomore year, she saw action in 36 games, finished the season 8 runs, 15 hits, 6 doubles, 4 home runs, 17 RBIs.
Coming to Oakland with a resume. And here comes the 1-1. Got contact on it. High flyer over to right field to be caught and send the Golden Grizzlies back to defense with no runners scored. We remain tied and deadlocked at 0 here after the first inning. We'll be right back here on WXOU Sports for the top of the second as Youngstown State looks to get their first points on the board. We'll be right back on WXOU Sports. Welcome back, everybody, to WXOU Sports as we are at the top of the second inning, deadlocked at 0 here. Both Youngstown State and Oakland having runners on base left to the dugout, and we remain at 0 here. Up to bat right now for Youngstown State is number 28. That being Autumn Belke, the designated hitter for the Penguins today. A 1-1 count right now, and here it comes. Hit the batter, and will send her to first as Autumn Belke will walk it over in front of her dugout, who are extremely excited.
Very rowdy.
I don't know if it was because of the nature of her getting hit to go to first or if it was just a matter of going to first, one way or another. But either way, that will bring up Youngstown State's next batter, Haley Nidenker. Nidercore, rather. Here comes the pitch. A little bit up and near. The center fielder, Nidencore, getting a couple practice swings outside the batter's box before returning. And here comes the 1-0. Half swing at it. But it'll be counted as a strike, a little bit past half, maybe a 51% swing there.
51%. Well, she was thinking about it, but it was a good pitch either way. It was going to get called a strike regardless, whether she went or just from the pitch.
The 1-1, here comes a bunt, but it will fly behind home plate here. That'll cost her a strike. Nidenker just trying to move the bases here. But will return with a 1-2 count. Return to the batter's box, that is. Balcom getting ready. Here it comes. Swing flying right towards the gate. Will keep her alive at bat. Still a 1-2 count. Be sure to subscribe. If you're listening to us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe to support your favorite college radio station here. And you can also be listening on WXOU.org. So there's no way to miss your Golden Grizzlies softball. And here comes the 1-2.
Ooh, looked pretty good to me.
It'll create a 2-2 either way.
That looked pretty good just on the outside, but still in the strike zone. But hey, I'm not behind the dish.
Here comes that 2-2. Swing and a miss. That will send her to the dugout. First strikeout by Alyssa Balcom.
Doesn't matter. She got her anyways. Whether it would have been looking or swinging, she got her down on strikes, swinging.
And now coming up to bat for Youngstown State is number 9, the infielder, Macy Lidler.
There you go. Now she's starting to get into a little bit of a groove. Just takes her one to start warming up, and then now she's rifling away.
As a first strike previously thrown, we'll give it an 0-1 count. A runner on first for Youngstown State. Here it comes, a swing and foul ball. A low one just rolling towards the Oakland dugout. That'll be an 0-2 count here. Youngstown State 1 out, a runner on first here at the top of the second inning. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. A little bit outside there. A check at first base just in case Youngstown State wanted to do a little thievery going towards second. That'll be a 1-2 count here. Here comes the pitch. A swing at it right towards third base and out at second. No time to get the double play there, but a force out at second base will bring 2 outs and keep it at 1 runner on base for the Penguins at first base.
Trust in your defense, right? Throw strikes, trust your defense. Reese makes the play to second. Again, no time to turn 2, but you get the leading runner out, and that's where you want to be if you can't turn the double play.
Now up to bat for Youngstown State. We have returned to the top of the order for Sarah Fessler, as a wild pitch will send the first base runner to second to potentially get the offense rolling here for Youngstown State. Fessler's job just got a little bit easier now. At a 1-0 count, 2 outs now and a runner on second for Youngstown State. Here's a pitch from Balcom. Swing and a miss inside.
That was a big swing, big swing. She thought she was going to get it there, but it was just a little bit up in the strike zone and no good.
She thought she was going to send it up to the flag of the fans behind the hill here at the Oakland softball field, as an attempted bunt will fly past and bring it to a 1-2 count here. Oakland with an opportunity with a strike here to remain no points scored against to keep Youngstown State at 0. Here's the pitch. Swing and a pop-up towards right field. And an easy catch for the Golden Grizzlies to keep the score scoreless. That will end our top of the second inning. And we'll be getting over to the Golden Grizzlies after this break here on WXOU Sports. Welcome back here to WXOU Sports as we remain scoreless. Now at the bottom of the second inning here, Oakland trying to be the first one on the board and the defense holding strong to help them do so. Up to bat right now for Oakland is Caraway. Taylor Caraway, the designated hitter, number 6 for the Golden Grizzlies. There's the 0-1 pitch. Will be another strike down low. As Devin Ryan looking to quickly bury Caraway to start this offensive possession for Oakland. Ryan with the 0-2 pitch. A pump swing there, not enough as it was high and away. That'll be ball 1. As we have reached the 1-2 count. Caraway is ready for it. Here comes the 1-2. A swing, pop up towards the right. It'll be a foul ball into the dugout.
A little help from the wind there.
a little friendly gust.
Yeah.
As it will remain a 1-2 count here. Caraway stays alive at bat. Caraway, the sophomore from Centerline, Michigan. Here comes the 1-2. Swing off of the neck of the bat. Barely got any contact on there to keep it a foul ball and to keep Caraway in the batter's box. At this point, it's just a matter of staying alive, get any kind of contact you can with the bat, just to give you another better chance.
Someone's got to crack it open. Well, Macy did with that double, but just she got on, but nobody could get her over or bring her home.
Here comes the other 1-2. Swing and a pop-up foul ball all the way to the swamp on the right. It will keep it at a 1-2 here, as Caraway will not be denied.
Both teams' aces were on the mound yesterday. We had Sydney Campbell and
a strike right down the middle there will send Caraway back to the dugout.
Great at bat, though. Fought it off, and she won the duel. The pitcher won she won the duel, and, you know, hat tip to her. And then you go back and you got to go and get her next time. But as I was saying, you know, we had both of their aces were on the mound yesterday. You had Sydney Campbell going against Sophie Howell, who's picked up, I believe, her 3rd Horizon League honor on the season so far this past week.
Is now Cameron Troyer at bat now for Oakland, number 24. Faced with now an 0-1 count early on in the at bat. Here's the 0-1 swing and a miss. Bat just a little bit over. As we're quickly now down to an 0-2 count. And something we forgot to mention at the top of the broadcast here, they've been handing out bingo cards for us to follow.
Have you
throughout
been playing?
The broadcast. I've been playing a little bit here. We got the intro celebrations as the first free one in the middle. And strike 3, a swing and a miss for Troyer. As Youngstown State's on their way to a 3 up and 3 down, which is also on the bingo card.
There you go.
top left corner.
Well, what happens if you win?
Well, it looks like the lucky winner to do that will be getting a prize.
Well, what's the prize, though?
They got little goodies behind us here.
Oh.
As now up to bat is Jenna Johnson, and she gets a quick hit over right into the glove of Devin Ryan, the pitcher, to get that 3 up and 3 down. For those playing along here at the Oakland softball field, you can mark that off your bingo card. As we remain scoreless after 2 innings, as Youngstown State will now get their 3rd chance to break it open and to get some points on the board for the Penguins. We'll be right back here on WXOU Sports for the top of the 3rd. Welcome back to WXOU Sports here as we are now scoreless. Now at the top of the 3rd inning here, Youngstown State with their 3rd chance to break the game open and get some points on the board here. Up to bat right now is Wilkerson for Youngstown State. Facing an 0-1 count here. Swings it, pop foul, caught almost. Almost caught at first base.
Maggie Murphy turned on the Jets, but just the ball went in and out of the glove. That's a heartbreaker. She was right there.
Had the chance at it.
It's all right. Alyssa Balcom head in the count. She's got a pitcher's count right now. 0-2. Just get right back to work.
And here it comes. A swing, same situation. Foul ball over to the right. Although it got there quicker enough for Murphy not to have a chance to catch it. As we remain at an 0-2 count here. Once again, if you're listening to us on WXOU.org, we appreciate your listenership, but you can also go over to WXOU Sports on YouTube as we will be live streaming our audio from these games for you to enjoy the easiest way possible. Be sure to like and subscribe while you're at it. Another foul ball to right field, giving the local Oakland Wilderness something to play with.
Someone's got to go run those balls down. I'm glad it's not me.
An 0-2 count, it remains. Here's a pitch, high above the strike zone there, a 1-2 count. Coming up next for Youngstown State will be Jaxie and Dean. The 1-2 count. Swing and a foul ball behind us. Hitting the second layer of netting that we have here at the Oakland softball field. We're getting ready to get back into action here. It remains a 1-2 count here as Wilkerson refuses to go back to the dugout and would prefer to be on a base of some kind. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Balcom.
Wilkerson made Balcom work for every single pitch. She didn't make it easy for her, but then Balcom got her reaching. Ooh, strikeout, swing and a miss. Caught her reaching. Sent her back to the dugout.
And now up to bat is number 30, Jaxie, as she takes the first swing, flies off the top of the bat towards the cage for a foul ball there to start it off for the 0-1 count.
You know, and what makes Youngstown so potent is that they have 6 of their players in their starting lineup that are hitting over 300 this season. That's tough for anyone that's in the circle.
Here comes the 0-1. Got contact on it right towards Balcom. Couldn't get a grasp on it, allowing Jaxie to reach first base.
Looks like it almost hit her ankle, like the inside of her ankle.
That's no good place for a softball.
Reese Roman going in to check on her. Maggie Murphy now showing some love.
All good over here on Oakland side, as now we have Kennedy Dean up to bat here, sophomore from Winfield, West Virginia. Here's a fresh pitch, foul ball flyer towards behind everybody. I think that one had a splash over there in the swamp.
That one was way back.
Dean returning to the batter's box here. Youngstown State, 1 out and a runner on first. Strike 2, threw it towards just the outside of the strike zone to put Dean in an 0-2 hole. Balcom looking to send her back to the dugout. Here comes a pitch, low and outside. Ball 1. And we're paying attention to the bingo card here. So far, I have a 3 up, 3 down, a full count, a wild pitch, and the intros. The 1-2 pitch over to the outside to make it now a 2-2. Runner on first. Oakland looking to send it to 2 outs here as they're sitting at 1.
I think I heard Coach Henderson in the dugout.
A swing on the inside, got the neck of the bat there just to keep Dean alive.
And you know what I love the most about softball games too?
What's that?
They're so encouraging. You know, they're from your teammates that are in the dugout. You know, when you focus on your team in that regard, it's nice. You know, they're always supporting you. They're always cheering for you. They're always rooting for you.
Yeah, it's a lot different energy than you see in other sports, but it's not to say that it's any less effective.
No, and I think it's just different because of the pace.
And there's the hit right over the head of Balcom as it flies towards center field. And that'll send Youngstown State to first and now second base.
Just a nice line drive, barreled it up, right down the middle, right up the middle, I should say. Dropped in shallow center field. You move Jaxie on over to second, and now you've got a runner in scoring position in top 3.
And those kinds of hits are scary. That came at like shoulder height.
She's got the face mask on, though.
I
don't know how much that'll help, though.
It'll protect the smile for sure.
Oh,
Is now up to bat for Youngstown State is number 2, Imler. As she takes her first swing at it for a foul ball to bring it out to an 0-1 count. Still sitting at 1 out here. Now 2 runners on base, first and second. Here's a pitch from Balcom to the outside. I want to talk about once again all the fans that are here today. Not only have they filled the bleachers here, they got a nice group over there at the top of the hill there, you know, holding the flag up too.
He staked the Oakland University flag. I love it.
And there's a bunt from Imler. Can she get to first base? She cannot, but it will advance the runners to second and third.
Close call. You can hear people, at least to the left of us on the Oakland side of things.
Or rather, she does make it to first, and now we have bases loaded.
She made it. Yeah. It didn't look like it from where we were sitting. We're going to have a little chat about what's going on right now. Hey, they've been in this situation before, yesterday and today, bases loaded, and Alyssa Balcom was she was able to get out of it. So, you know, she should be trusting herself and trusting the work that she's put in, that she can very easily get out of this jam right here.
Definitely. It happened just at the top of the first inning
that's what I'm saying.
To start the game off. And just after that mound meeting is when Balcom really started to get it rolling here. So maybe this could spark that same kind of momentum. Conchetta Rinaldi now at bat here to try and take advantage of these loaded bases to get the scoring going for the Penguins.
The 5th year.
With a fresh count, here's the pitch. On the inside, ball 1. Taking a look around the Horizon League here, Green Bay beat Cleveland State earlier this morning 8-0.
Shutout.
As another ball thrown here for the game at hand. Rinaldi sitting at a 2-0 count. Here's a pitch. Fast to the outside. That'll now be a 3-0 count. You can basically swing at anything at this point.
Yeah, well, you don't. Well, you know what's coming. You know exactly what's coming. A fastball right down the middle. You don't typically swing at it, but, yep, the money maker. But that's just that's a tough situation to be in if you're Alyssa Malcolm. You know, you have bases loaded. You get down in the count, 3-0, and now you've got to throw your most reliable stuff, which is probably a fastball and changeup.
And there's that swing, and right into the glove of Reese Ruhlman. She didn't even have to move her feet.
Nope. She made a play similar to that yesterday, but it was the ball was hit just a little bit harder and a little bit farther to her left. She made a half diving catch. I don't know if you can half dive, but it was one of those where it was a long reach, put the knee on the ground.
Maybe a stumble or two.
Yeah. Hey, but you got to be quick.
And a pop up right between first and second base for the third out there. That was Belkey on the swing, and it will send all three of the runners on base back to the dugout. And after 2 innings of having bases loaded, Oakland was able to dig themselves out and leave no scoring so far on the scoreboard. So with that, going into the bottom of the third inning, still scoreless here, and it's not for lack of trying. We'll be right back here on WXOU Sports. Be sure to tune into WXOU from Tuesdays, 4 to 5 for the Blue Ski Mask Show, your home for all Detroit football and Detroit basketball. Content here at the station here. The Blue Ski Mask Show, Tuesdays from 4 to 5 on WXOU. Welcome back here. We're now at the bottom of the third inning as Oakland was able to dig themselves out of 2 innings of bases loaded to keep the game scoreless so far. And it is now Oakland back at bat, and it's Alyssa DePrima looking to get it rolling for the Golden Grizzlies. Took a swing at the 0-1 pitch to now make it 2-0.
Might be starting to get a little antsy now. Swung on the first pitch. It was really low. Same with the second one, but I'm saying as a team a little bit antsy now. Nope, good eye.
Half swing on that one. It was low to the outside. DePrima came into this at-bat aggressive with those first 2 swings.
Did. But that's what's going to happen as the game goes on, you know. Oakland's only had 1 hit the whole game thanks to Macy Brown. They've got to get some runners on and then start getting them over and bringing them home.
And there's a 1-2 pitch. Made contact, just rolling in front of the pitcher's mound. Got to first base. Too quick for DePrima to get there safe. That'll be the first out for Oakland at this bottom of the third.
She was down on strikes early and then had to really swing at anything just to stay alive. Had to be really smart with her at bat there and just didn't necessarily go the direction that you would want it to. A little dribbler to the pitcher, but got to bounce back.
And now we're back at the top of the order here. Brooklyn Plitz is now at bat here. Ball 1 thrown. As we're getting ready to keep it going here. The chance really flying here from Youngstown State. There's a swing right down the middle to center field, caught by Nidencore. To now bring it quickly to 2 outs here for this bottom of the third possession for Oakland. And
2 up, 2 down.
And now coming up is Macy Brown, the sole hitter for the Golden Grizzlies so far today. Got a double in the first inning. Devin Ryan still on the mound here. Brings a fastball down the middle here. And a dribbler over to just to the right of the pitcher for a quick out at first base for a 3 up and 3 down. Youngstown State stubborn on defense, keeping the game at 0 here as we move now to the top of the 4th inning here on WXOU Sports. This one's going by fast, folks. We'll be right back here on WXOU Sports. Welcome back here to WXOU Sports. Be sure to go through our YouTube channel as the Jomo Show has just posted an interview with the Oakland University dance team in anticipation for their national competition coming up next week. You can be sure to go to WXOU Sports and look for the Jomo Show interviews with the Oakland University dance team. As we're now back here to the action of the Oakland softball field, the Golden Grizzlies tied at 0 with the Youngstown State Penguins, still now at the top of the 4th. 2 foul balls to start off the at-bat for Youngstown State. It is Nindakor. At-bat right now, number 22. The 0-2 count, and here comes the pitch. To the outside there, and Nindakor not biting on it.
Trying to get her to chase just a little bit down on strikes. Lissa was ahead in the count. Just trying to get Nindakor to chase a little bit there.
And here's the 1-2 pitch. Got a ground ball over towards third base. Ruhlman able to get there and get it to first base in time. First out of the top of the 4th for Youngstown State. That will send up Littler, the freshman, up to bat here for Youngstown State. Coming up afterwards is Fessler and Wilkerson on deck for the Penguins. Balcom with the fresh pitch. Got her on the stutter step there. No swing on the movement though. That'll remain and stay ball 1. Getting ready here. Here's the 1-0. Another running start for that one again. That one will be a strike.
Just a little outside, honestly. That pitch she just threw just looked just like the first one she did, but had a different call for it.
And a swing at a rolling on the third base line. They'll call that a foul ball there to make it now a 1-2 count. But yeah, sometimes when you're playing rock, paper, scissors, if you throw rock first, they'll never expect rock again. They'll never expect it.
I always heard the trick, if you want to win, is to ask somebody what color their shirt is and then throw down scissors. Why? I have no idea.
There's the 1-2 pitch and strike 3. Alyssa Balcom making that one quick.
All 4 of those pitches right on the outside, middle of the zone, but on the outside of it, and got the job done for her 4th strikeout of the game.
That will bring up the top of the order for Youngstown State. Fessler, number 10 at bat right now, and another fastball strike down the middle. That'll be strike 1. There we go. Scoreboard reacting accordingly. 2 outs here. Got the half swing there just before half. They'll keep that one a ball.
Said she didn't break the plate. Walked on her last at bat.
And here comes the 1-1. A little bit high and close. It's bringing it out to a 2-1 count. No runners on base for Youngstown State. 2 outs.
I like the pinstripe jerseys from Youngstown, I gotta say.
That's a classic look.
I know.
And a low pitch towards the shins of Fessler. Smooth criminal out the way for that one.
Really inside pitch, down and inside.
It'll be a 3-1 count here. An eeny, meeny, miny, mo chant over from the Penguins. And a pitch high towards the shoulder of Fessler will have her walked over to first base and bring up Wilkerson for the second batter in the order. Wilkerson, the freshman from Westerville, Ohio, a finance major at Youngstown State. 2 outs, a runner on first. Here's a fresh pitch towards the knees of Wilkerson. And we'll have a mound meeting. Try to bring the nerves down for Balcom.
Good call by Jen Kriska to go out there and have a little chat with Balcom real quick, settle her back down after she just walked. After she walked Fessler, and then now that she just threw a first pitch ball too, yeah, just go out there, calm her down, get her back in the zone. She started off hot, you know. She got 2 outs, quick 2 outs. Now just got to finish.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Right down the middle for strike 1.
I always wonder what they say. You know?
Yeah, to have such like what it seems to be with the mound meetings is Balcom just seems to throw a strike right after all of these mound meetings, as there's a wide ball over for that pitch. But she usually comes out on fire coming out of those mound meetings. So I don't know if it's a pep talk, if it's a hype speech, or if it's a simple reminder of what they're doing later today. And there's a swing at it, just came out of the hands of Johnston towards left field. Shallow one just passing through the glove to get more runners on base for Youngstown State. Now on first and second as Jaxie comes up to bat, trying to cash in on this offensive momentum.
Right off the tip of Johnston's glove. She just needed another inch, get in the air, and she would have had it, but it's okay. We're back.
Here comes a fresh pitch. Strike 1.
I will say, though, for a pitcher, when something like that happens, you think you got it, you think your defense has got it, and then they don't. You know, you got into a little bit of a tight jam. Jen Kriska had to call a meeting, and then they get a base hit, and it just hits. Stuff like that hurts the confidence a little bit. You're like, ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go, back to work. You know,
Yeah.
But then you got to snap back in, and you got to get right back into it and get going again.
And it's important not to ride the roller coaster.
Right.
There's the 1-1 pitch loading up, and here it comes to the outside for ball 2. YSU just itching to advance the base runners here. Wilkerson on first and Fessler on second. Jaxie looking to get them moving. The 2-1. Big swing towards left field. That will hit the ground and hit the wall. And to get Youngstown State moving, looking to cash in on 2 here. First one scored, and second one will not go. Oakland's outfield able to get there just in time. Plitz got the arm all the way over to Kritzka at home plate to keep it just to 1 run for Youngstown State.
Cannon for a throw, and that should give you some momentum going in to the bottom here, the bottom of 4. That should give you a lot of momentum, get you going, get your bats going. That's a huge play. They only put 1 run on the board when they could have easily put 2 on there. And credit to Brooklyn Plitz for making the throw.
Definitely could have been a lot worse here to keep it just to 1 point here, although Youngstown State has broken the stalemate here so far. And that will bring up Oakland now at their at-bat, as that was the 3rd out. We'll stick with you here on WXOU Sports. Be sure to tune in Mondays at noon for the Joe Mo Show, your home for Oakland sports and beyond on 88.3 FM, hosted by yours truly. We talk all about Oakland sports like the ones you're listening to right now, as well as highlights and special events coming up in Oakland athletics. Tune in Mondays at noon on WXOU and on the Joe Mo Show's YouTube channel, the GIOMO Show. I could not mention it, Patty. Come on.
I know.
And if you're interested in learning more about our Patti Cesarini here, then scroll on down to the Joe Mo Show's YouTube channel. You can find an interview that we did last June.
We might have to update one of those. That's a little outdated now. And you know what was tough about it, too, is I would have loved to be in the studio with you for that instead of on a Zoom, but we had to make do with what we had.
Absolutely.
I think I was home for the summer, right? Because we did it in
It was
May.
It was last June. It was
last June.
Yeah,
June, so I was home for the
8th.
summer.
Yeah.
West suburbs of Chicago.
Yep. And now for the first at bat for Oakland, number 11 Jen Kritzka will start things off with a foul ball hit towards left field to start it off with a single strike. Yeah, but I'm sure your story remains the same of you having to choose between basketball and volleyball.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's not going to change.
Yeah, you weren't lying to me, were you?
No. I bamboozled you. Told you all wrong information. No, it's all true.
And there's the 0-1 pitch. That'll be a strike 2 for Kritzka. He's got Devin Ryan still on the mound here. Bottom of the 4th here, Youngstown State got their first run previously in the top of the 4th here, and it was scoreless before that. 1-2 count right now, Kritzka at bat. Kritzka, one of the main hitters here for Oakland, as a ground ball towards third base will roll over and catch her at first base before she was able to get there. That'll be the first out of the bottom of the 4th for Oakland University.
Down on strikes, ball's outside and low. You start swinging, you've got to finish the swing. You've got to stay alive, and just dribbled it on over to the left side of the field, and they were able to make the play on down to first.
As far as the umpires are concerned, if you swing it a little bit versus with all your might, it counts as the same, so you might as well give it all you got. Now up to bat is number 14, Reese Ruhlman, another one of Oakland's veterans.
They call her President Reese.
Is that right?
I swear, yes.
There's the 0-1 pitch. Could that have anything to do with Mr. Neil Rule being the Detroit Sports president?
No,
Detroit Sports Media president?
No, it's because Oakland softball, they don't have designated captains or leaders and stuff because they feel like anybody can lead. Anybody could and should lead.
And a ground ball just passing the dirt to get Reese Ruhlman on first base. A roller all the way to the turf. I was about to say grass, but they got new turf installed.
Yeah,
for the
they got
outfield.
the turf in there, yep. But that's a veteran doing veteran things right there. Puts a hit on the board. 1 out, but you've got a runner on first. Maggie Murphy's up to bat now. Let's see if she can just get her over. That's all you got to think. You know, be aware, situational hitting. You're going to want to lace it up to where you can get Reese on over to second.
Here's the first pitch over to the hip of Murphy there. Dodged out of the way for that one to bring it to a 1-0 count. We got 1 out here for Oakland. A runner on first. Reese Ruhlman able to get there in the previous at-bat. Here comes the 1-0. Low and away. Building a good count so far for Murphy. One of the stars of Miami, Ohio in the previous season. Ryan looking it over. And a strike right down the middle. Devin Ryan keeping Oakland scoreless so far in this game. Now at the bottom of the 4th here. Youngstown State up 1-0. And there's the 2-1 pitch outside to make it now a 3-1.
Rinaldi sent a quick check on over to first base. Reese Ruhlman maybe took a little bit too big of a lead off. Had to quickly scurry back.
What's the big idea here?
Rinaldi did not lose sight of her.
And a swing for a foul ball there. A skipper over to the left fence to make it a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. We appreciate everyone tuning in here to WXOU Sports for our doubleheader of softball today. We're not done with just the first game. We got another one coming up after this. So be sure to stay tuned as a good hit over to the open right field. We'll keep the bases moving there. Reese Ruhlman will go all the way to third to put runners on the corner.
There we go. Now that's what you're looking for. What did I say? That momentum, bring that energy, and that all started with defense. You know, they turned defense into offense. Now they've got their bats going. Runners on the corner. Reese Ruhlman's ready to run at third. Wait on a pop fly, then she can tag up. She can make it home. But well done by Maggie Murphy and her at bat, and that's what I'm talking about, that situational hitting. You probably don't want anything in the ground that's in the gaps because it'll get picked up, and and Youngstown will be able to turn to. Just went right over the head with him.
And there's a swing outside hitting on the bat to bring Oakland their matching 1 run. Reese Ruhlman able to make it all the way back home.
It's contagious. It is.
And remaining runners on first and second, Taylor Caraway able to bring the president back home.
President Reese, yeah. Like I said, no, they don't have a designated captain or leader. They know who their leaders are, right? You have Jen Kriska, who's been big for the program. Reese Ruhlman, who's also had a big impact.
And as our wonderful officials let us know, we have number 4 running for number 10. That'll be Leah Bienowitz running for Maggie Murphy. We appreciate our officials for letting us know here. Now coming up, Cameron Troyer at bat here. Looking to continue the momentum here. Low pitch for the first ball of the at bat. 1-0 count, 1 out. Oakland in good position here to keep the offense going.
And this is right when you would want to capitalize, right? Your offense, you're striking while it's hot.
And a big swing on the neck of the bat will send it to the fence on the left.
Like I said, you're striking when it's hot. You've got 1 out right now. 1-1 count for Troyer. Runner in scoring position. This is right when you'd want to just keep it going, keep it rolling, get ahead. You tied the game already. Now put 1 more or a couple more, but at least try put another one on the board for some safety measures.
And there's a pitch, a smack towards the left. That'll be a foul ball. A roller over towards Coach Henderson over at third base. That'll be a 1-2 count here. Oakland 4 hits so far. Youngstown stay with 5. We're tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 4th here on WXOU Sports. 88.3 FM, WXOU. Low pitch for the 1-2 to bring it to a 2-2. Devin Ryan from Kitchener, Ontario. A transfer from Cameron Heights Collegiate Institute. Here's the 2-2. Over at the ankles of Troyer, and she'll keep it moving and load the bases for the Golden Grizzlies. And that'll bring up Jenna Johnston to cash in.
Now batting, 0-0, Jenna Johnston.
Ryan may be feeling a little bit of the heat right now, coming from Oakland, a little bit pressure in the circle. She's gonna have to work herself out of a jam here.
Getting a look at the catcher here. There's the pitch. Smacked it right over to her at the pitcher's mound. And that'll be a first out there. Leah Bienowitz not able to make it home safe and sound. It'll bring 2 outs. Runners still load the bases for Oakland. And it's Alyssa DePrima coming up to get her cash in on this loaded base.
You want something in the outfield, nothing in the infield, too easy to make a play on and get the 3rd out. A little blip, something in the gap, that's what you're looking for.
2 outs, bases loaded, bottom of the 4th. Big smack towards first base, right into the glove of Youngstown State's number 1, Kennedy Dean.
Well played by Dean. Give her a heads up for that. Again, that's one where you tip your cap. Again, if it was just a little bit higher from DePrima, it would have gotten through. But it's just the way the game's played. Sometimes things like that happen, and she made the grab over there at first.
And the game will be continuing to play after this break on WXOU Sports. Oakland was able to tie it in the bottom of the 4th. We're at 1-1 now, entering the top of the 5th. And we'll be right back here for more Oakland softball. Welcome back, everybody, to WXOU Sports, as Oakland was able to tie it up in the bottom of the fourth and answer the one run gotten by Youngstown State at the top of the fourth. We're now at the top of the fifth here, tied at 1-1 with Youngstown State up to bat. And up to bat is Kennedy Dean, number 1. She just caught the last out that sent Oakland back out on defense here. And so far is at a 2-0 count here. Balcom still on the mound for Oakland. Here's the 2-0 towards the knees of the batter there. That'll be ball 3 to bring it a 3-0 count to start off the top of the fifth.
Had a single in her second at bat, and then popped up in her first.
Here's a 3-0. Down the middle there for strike 1. A couple more of those, and you'll be sending Dean back to the dugout. Dean, a marketing major over there at Youngstown State, as ball 4 thrown will send her to first base. Back where she was just got done playing on defense.
It's her home.
I think she knows every speck of dirt on that spot. Coming up next to bat for Youngstown State is number 2, Alyssa Imler, the senior from Minerva, Ohio. Little conversation here at the mound there, trying to regain that confidence and momentum for Alyssa Balcom. For a freshman pitcher to go up against the best.
Number 11 for number 1, pinch runner.
And we have a pinch runner, number 11, in for number 1. And it'll be Sydney Payne in for Kennedy Dean. Thank you once again to our officials for the informative announcement. But to have a freshman pitcher go up against the best that the Horizon League has to offer, at least for this season, it's a big spot to be in.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And a bunt will not be performed successfully. A little bit of pause in action there for the officials to make their official declaration on it. But it'll count towards a strike over for Imler.
And Balcom's been fantastic, getting out of her own jams that she's put herself in, and just really working these counts.
And an outside pitch chopped at. We'll send it towards the foul ball region to bring it to an 0-2 count. We're at the top of the fifth, tied at 1-1. Youngstown State with a runner on first. Here's the pitch outside to bring it to a 2-2 count. Or excuse me, a 1-2 count.
And how about her composure in the circle, too? Doesn't get flustered by anything, just gets right back to work.
And here's a 1-2 pitch. Smacks it over between second and third. It'll roll to the outfield to get now 2 runners on base for the Penguins. And now set things up nicely for Conchetta Rinaldi.
Now batting number 26, Conchetta Rinaldi.
Number 26, the fifth-year catcher, local to Youngstown, Ohio, transfer from Cardinal Mooney. Here's a fresh pitch. There's a bunt there trying to get the runners moving there. Youngstown State unable to get the bunt going so far in this game. It's been about 3 tries now. Haven't seen it stay in play yet. But you know that they're willing to do so at any time.
Right. They're showing that they're willing to play small ball. And I think Oakland's been handling it very well now. Granted, Youngstown has had, like you said, trouble laying down the bunt. They had a couple successful ones early on, but in terms of laying it down and moving your runners over, I think they were out at first. But, Oakland just taking care of it.
Flashing a bunt for the third time here. And this one being pulled off. Base is now loaded for Youngstown State. 3 bunts in a row. The third one is the charm.
I think we had a few too many people in that, right in that area. A little dribbler down the first baseline. You had Leah Benowitz pulling in for that. Alyssa Balcom was also coming in, and then you had Jen Kriska there too. Just, I think, too many hands, too many eyes trying to make the play, and it was a little delayed.
Everyone's on the same page, but there's still more pages to be read. And that'll get bases loaded for the Penguins. A 1-0 count.
And then you throw in, too, she's running to first. So now you've got a runner in the way, too. You know, there was a lot going on.
1-0 count. We'll send it for a strike. At bat right now is Autumn Belke, the designated hitter for the Penguins today. Looking for her first hit. Youngstown State has 8 of them as a team. And Belke wants to get in on the fun. Almost chasing the low pitch there, but kept the bat in place. 2-1 count. Tied at 1 at the top of the first here on WXOU Sports. Giovanni Moceri here with Patti Cesarini. The 2-0. Hits that one outside, the 2-1, now becoming the 3-1. And for those of you staying involved in the YouTube chat, user No. says, woo!
Woo.
What
was the
one woos?
Well, what's the woo for?
I'm afraid of the little delays. I'm not sure the timestamp of it, but that's the third woo that we have here from user No. We appreciate your listenership here on WXOU Sports. If you're not subscribed, please feel free to do so.
I'd have to believe that the woo or woos plural came from bottom of the fourth when Oakland got their bats going and tied the game up.
And that last pitch will walk it for Youngstown State and increase their lead, or now create a lead, 2-1. And bases continuing to be loaded. Penguins in position to do plenty of scoring here. Not a single out recorded yet for this inning. The conversation being had between Coach Sarah Ziles and her upcoming batter, number 22.
As Coach Henderson takes a visit to the mound as well.
Haley Nightingale up to bat right now after a conversation with the assistant coach, Sarah Ziles. As mentioned, Oakland having their own conversation as well. Because this is the opportunity that Youngstown State's been waiting for, especially after the frustrating way that the last game they played ended. This is now their chance to step on the gas.
And for them, too, bases loaded, no outs. A run has been walked in. They're in the driver's seat right now. And for Oakland, it's about, okay, how can we get some quick outs here and how can we get back in the driver's seat and take control of this game? Because right now things can start to slip away here.
First strike right down the middle. Gonna throw some stop signs and red lights, and there's at least a yield right there for the first strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. A little bit high down the middle there. We'll make it a 1-1. Runners on base for Youngstown State. Belke at first, Rinaldi at second, and Imler at third. The 1-1. Smacks it right over towards the shortstop, rolls by towards the outfield for another run for the Penguins. Score is now 3-1. Visitors taking the lead.
Jenna Johnston tries to make a diving stop to keep the ball in the infield, just misses it, and it dribbles out. Alyssa DePrima scoops it up, throws it, hits Macy Brown for the cutoff, but everyone was in position, and the run ended up scoring. 3-1 Youngstown.
Bases are still loaded here, and a conversation will be had there as a pitch and change is going down. Mary Newton getting warmed up here to give Oakland a bit of a change up on defense. And while we have this moment to talk to you guys here, be sure to stay tuned all season long for extended coverage of Golden Grizzlies athletics. WXOU is proud to be working with some of the finest managers, coaches, staff, and players that the NCAA has to offer. From where we started this past October, or rather October 22, we're proud to say that we are your home for Golden Grizzlies sports here on WXOU. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on social media, on YouTube, our podcasts. We got all kinds of stuff for you guys on WXOU. You can find more information on our website, WXOU.org, to find all of us on social media, as well as join the WXOU Discord server to stay involved and active within our community here in Rochester, Michigan. As Newton is ready to roll here for Oakland as the new pitcher. Top of the 5th inning. 2 runs already scored by Youngstown State. Bases loaded and no outs. And for Youngstown State, no end to the scoring in sight. As we now have number 24, Taylor Truin, up to bat now for the Penguins from Mercer, Pennsylvania.
Mary Newton with a 7.83 ERA, 1.83 WHIP. She's got a 1-1 record.
5 for 28 for Youngstown.
And we have a substitution of 5 for 28. 5 for 28, that will be Ellie Hardman in for Autumn Belke. Change up in the lineup for Youngstown State as number 24, Taylor Truin, up to bat. One last conversation between the officials here before we get back into action here. But yeah, seems like Youngstown State in position. They've already grown their lead from 1 to 2, and they're in perfect position to keep scoring here.
They are.
And as much as us Oakland fans want, we're part of the top of the Horizon League here. We're top 3. We're the
Absolutely.
We're the 2-season reigning regular season champions. We're a good team, but there's a reason that Youngstown State is 9-1 so far in Horizon League play. It's a really good team.
Mm-hmm. They are, and like I said, when you have more, they have +6. Like I said, they're batting 300. It's a hard offense to stop. Even Sydney Campbell, she was getting battle tested yesterday. She prevailed. Talk about another veteran on the team. I mean, wow, she's just phenomenal. Award after award, breaking records left and right. But that's our ace, and she was being battle tested yesterday by their offense.
It's the best against the best here. Mary Newton working with a 1-2 count right now on Taylor Truin. Here comes the pitch. Down low and too slow towards the inside to make it a 2-2 count. And it's getting restless over here in Rochester.
But, even yesterday, Oakland's down 2 runs. They came back and they won the game. So if you're Oakland right now again, and you're in a situation where you're down 2 runs, you're saying it's not too late, We still have bottom 5, bottom 6, and bottom 7 potentially. You're saying if you're Oakland, okay, we've been here before. We know how to handle this situation, and we know how to get ahead.
Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a foul ball roller to the left. That'll keep Truin alive at bat here. 9 hits for Youngstown State. 2 runs so far in this inning. Oakland looking for their first out, and Mary Newton looking to be the one to supply it. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Truin. Strikeout on Truin, rather, by Mary Newton. Getting warmed up here on the mound.
1 down, 2 more to go. This is when you've got to be gritty, right? We've seen that from them too. It just hasn't worked out yet. Diving plays, big throws from the outfield. But again, now's when you get a little. Coach Henderson was saying yesterday, get dirty. She was telling her defense, get dirty, and that's what you've got to do here.
Number 10, Sarah Fessler at bat here, and a high flyer. A meteor crashing down towards the fans. No one seemed to be
I think
impacted
we're all good.
by it.
No, we would definitely hear if someone got hit with that thing. That's for sure. No, everyone's safe.
A reminder to stay safe when at any ball game. If they say heads up, you get your eyes up. I believe more with the accurate message.
Well, shouldn't you be paying attention anyways? Isn't that what you're there for, you know?
Exactly.
Outside of your whole debacle. I mean, that was a little different.
We'll tell that after the ending here. As a base hit right over to the shortstop, a forced out at home plate to stop the run here.
Great play by Johnson, firing that ball to home, force at home, firing it to Jen Kriska, gets the out. That's it right now. Chip away. Just chip away.
First strikeout by Newton for that first out, and now that force out at home for the second. Oakland looking to be getting out of this one alive. As a strike one thrown right down the middle. Up to bat right now is Linda Wilkerson. Second in the batting order for the Penguins. The 0-1. A low roller over home plate. Bring us to a 1-1 count here. The excitement is growing here. And here's the 1-1. Swing and a bouncer over to the shortstop. Force out at third to close out the inning. Getting out of that jam there, keeping Youngstown State to only 2 runs in the top of the 5th inning. Little damage control there. Could be what Oakland needs to get things going now in the bottom of the 5th. We'll stick with you here during the change here so I can tell my story here.
Oh, here we go.
So it was a year ago this past Tuesday that I was calling. me and Patti were both working
We're
this
both
game.
on the call, yep.
It was an ESPN broadcast for Oakland baseball. It was game 3 of the series against Milwaukee here at the Oakland baseball field. And 5 minutes before the game, I haven't done a TV broadcast before. I had all my notes prepared on my computer, one that I've had since freshman year, one that I invested quite a bit to. I cut a lot of grass to get that laptop.
Mowed a lot of lawns.
And 5 minutes before the game, I'm looking through my notes. Me and my co-host Ben Schrader hear the most terrifying sound you can hear, the words "heads up," and my eyes go up. I'm looking and I see this meteor crashing down towards Earth. A fly ball from Milwaukee's practice swings.
Were you sitting there though? Were you sitting there?
I was right in front of it. Yeah.
Let me ask you this then.
Okay.
You see it. Someone calls heads up. You look up. You see it. You didn't throw your hands out?
It was like it was 2 feet from the laptop at that point. Basically, this thing came crashing
Happened
down,
too fast.
bounced off the screen of my laptop, shattered the thing, smoked the thing, and I had no notes now.
It was torched.
My soul left my body. I had no reaction. I had no anger. I had nothing. People were looking at me, ready for me to erupt and start screaming, but I've lost all emotion.
There's nothing you can do at that point,
anything.
you know? It's done. What's done is done. You can say, yeah, you should be angry, you should be mad, but I think I'd just be more in shock, like, of course, you know?
Exactly. It was just a
And
matter
how
of
does something like that happen, right?
My first ESPN game, dude.
Oh,
man. So, yeah, I saw my shattered laptop. I did not have time to process the loss, and I just threw it under the table and just let it rip over with data from my phone.
wow.
So definitely for
How'd the call? Oh, we're getting some substitutions here.
number 30 will be playing first base here.
11 is in left field in the 4 spot, and
Left
the
field.
9th spot, number 6 is in right field.
All right, thank you, referee. You want fries with that? We just got all the substitutions in order here for
Felt
the
like a
Youngstown State
laundry
defense. Unfortunately, I believe I may have missed a couple of the substitutions
yeah.
here. We'll find it. We'll find out who's where in a moment to go over the outfield lineup. But yeah, just to wrap up the story, be very aware of where the ball is going, where it has been, and just heads up and be attentive at these games here. It's not often, but you're going to find out if it happens.
At any sporting event, be attentive. That's what you're there for. You should be paying attention to what's going on. That used to happen all the time in volleyball warm-ups.
Yeah, you guys terrify me in warm-ups.
When you have hitters in a hitting line, and, they're cracking away. There's no defense. It's just, again, hitting lines, warming up. Crack, 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 crack. So there's been people who weren't paying attention who will get hit off the bounce, or if you're serving, if you're on the end line, you got to be paying attention to what's around you. And at that point, I'm going to be real honest. I didn't feel that bad. I'm like, you weren't paying attention. You should know. Everybody knows.
Oakland now an offense pop-up swing will bobble out of the glove of Wilkerson for Youngstown State, and that will send They'll send Brooklyn Plitz over to first base to start things off now in the bottom of the 5th inning here.
Imler in and out the glove. Couldn't make the
Imler,
grab.
yes.
Couldn't make the grab, and Plitz reaches. Here we go. Again, all it takes is one. She's got on. And now get her over.
And now batting for Oakland. Number 5, Macy Brown.
Devin Ryan's still working on the mound for the Penguins.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, a swing towards first base, foul ball as it follows the line outside. They'll bring up an 0-2 count here. 3-1 remains the score here. Youngstown State with 9 hits, Oakland with 4. But an error tacked on for the Penguins as well for that last play, as Brown now has a teammate to be moving around the bases. A swing added towards the outside, chopped it for a foul ball. They'll keep it frozen at an 0-2 count. A fast-paced cheer going on through the dugouts. And here comes the 0-2 to the outside. That'll be a ball one there, testing the range of Macy Brown. Brown so far in this game had the first hit for Oakland and is 1 of 2. Swings at it, a high flyer one towards center field. That one is caught successfully to send Brown back to the dugout. Still have Plitz on first base here.
Right now you want things on the ground, right? You want line drives or hard ground balls. Get the ball on the ground and get your runners over. That's huge right now for Oakland.
And Jen Kritzka now coming up to bat here, getting her chance to move Plitz around. There's a pitch, down the middle. Strike 1, no swing.
That was just a meatball. Fastball right down the center.
And they are continuing to sing "Let's Go to the Mall." Jen Kritzka's
I think they do that every time.
Walkout song. Just happened to catch my ear this time. The second pitch thrown at shoulder height for ball 1. Sitting at a 1-1 count right now for Kritzka. Kritzka looking for her first hit today.
See if she can cash in.
Here's the 1-1. Low and away, as the wind is certainly picking up here if you can't tell. Whipping up a little bit of the dirt from the field here. And here comes the 2-1. Strike 2. Devin Ryan still on the mound here, still making the Golden Grizzlies work for every bit of movement. Holding them to 1 run so far, and now still in the bottom of the 5th. Only 4 runs allowed so far. Excuse me, 4 hits allowed so far, 1 run. A low roller will fly, or will roll just gently over home plate there, almost a wild pitch situation. But Plitz was able to stay put there, stand her ground. As Kritzka still staying alive at bat here for a full count. She'll step out of the box, take a couple practice swings.
Take a couple hacks. Full count.
Must be a windy day, says the user NO period.
What are we doing? We lose an earring or something? Maybe.
I'll say
I
it.
don't know how you would notice that, though. I wouldn't. I'd notice after the game, after I was washing my face or something. I'd be like, wait, something's off.
You go, uh-oh.
Yeah, then that's just a heartbreaker. You sit there and you just tell yourself it's gone.
There's a pitch and a big, powerful swing over to center field. Caught in that outfield there. Kept Kritzka from advancing. That was Truitt, number 9 on the catch, I believe.
Oakland funneling a lot of balls to Niedercore back there in center field. Also by the new banners that they revealed yesterday. Regular season conference champions, 5 titles for that, and 4 regular season conference championships, 4 NCAA tournament appearances, and then 4 conference tournament championships.
Ball 1 being thrown now at bat for the Golden Grizzlies is Reese Ruhlman. Ryan deciding the pitch. Here it comes, the 0-1. Swing at it towards first base. Will it hit the ground? It will. Fair ball. And runners continue to advance here as Plitz will make it all the way to third, and Ruhlman will stroll over to first. Oakland now in scoring position here. 2 outs, though. You got to be careful here as Maggie Murphy comes up to bat.
Reese Ruhlman coming up big again. Have yourself a day. But, 2 outs, you're running on anything. You're looking for anything, any hard hit ball right now. Bring Brooklyn Plitz home.
And here's a fresh pitch. Flashing the bunt, lets it go by for a strike.
Reese Ruhlman takes second base. Nobody seemed to care in regards to Rinaldi or Ryan. I don't know if they didn't see her, or obviously you're not going to risk that either, right? If you have a runner on third, you're not going to risk throwing down to second, and everybody knows that.
The 0-1 pinch had a pump swing at it. It will count as a strike, as Coach Henderson will be taking have a little conversation with the official here.
A little chat.
Of which I'm sure we'll get an announcement of soon enough. Maggie Murphy still at bat.
Coach Henderson giving her a little tap on the back.
10 will be re-entering for number 4. Maggie Murphy will be in for Leah Bienowitz, is the call from the official.
They didn't do that before. No.
They
did.
They reversed one of the
No.
substitutions
Did
there
they?
before, I believe.
Yeah, but I'm saying, was that before the at-bat or after the
I
at-bat?
believe it was after the
I think it was
at-bat.
after, yeah. She's down on strikes right now.
They had Benowitz
Yeah.
only as a runner for that possession where needed, and a big crack at the bat towards left field, and is fielded and caught by Youngstown State. Number 11, Sydney Payne, getting the glove on that one.
Great swing, great contact, warning tracked it. Wind's blowing in. If that was any other day and you have the wind blowing out, that ball's probably going out of the park.
And that will cap the scoring for Oakland. Still at 1 run for the game, scoreless in that bottom of the 5th inning. It is now 3-1. Youngstown State holds their lead going into the top of the 6th inning. And we'll take a break before getting to that top of the 6th inning right here on WXOU Sports. Welcome back here to WXOU Sports after Youngstown State kept Oakland scoreless to keep their lead at 3-1, and they're now at bat here at the top of the 6th. 3-1 is the score. Strike 2 being thrown quickly by Mary Newton for the first 2 pitches of this at-bat. At-bat for the Youngstown State Penguins is number 10, Sarah Fessler, as we return to the top of the batting order. Or excuse me, we're at the 3rd spot. Jillian Jaxie, number 30. I only saw the 0 on the jersey.
Mary Newton got in the game, and she went right to work. Got out of the jam, didn't let any runs come across the board.
Big swing at it, foul ball to the left. Line drive about shoulder height.
Didn't let any runs come across in top of the 5th, and then she came out firing in top 6, 2 strikes right away.
A 1-2 count right now, the top of the 6th. Here comes swing right into the glove of Newton, making that one easy. That will now bring up Kennedy Dean, 4th batter of the lineup for the Penguins. So we've seen a couple of those in this game today where the ground ball just goes right into the glove of the pitcher. God, it's got to be frustrating when you finally get a hit after working so hard to get any kind of contact, and it goes right to the pitcher, or we've even seen it go right to the first base.
No, that's baseball and that's softball,
It's
though.
so
That's the nature of the beast. Is it's hard, and it's a sport of errors. Like you go to bat 10 times. If you're good, you're successful only 3 or 4 times out of 10.
Yeah.
The other 7 or 6, you're scratching.
Yeah. And there's the 1-1 pitch. Strike down the middle there. Hugging a little bit towards the inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. No runners on base for Youngstown State. Here's the next pitch. A little bit low for the umpire's liking.
Just a smidge. Bring it up just a little bit, and you've got her.
Mary Newton not taking too much time in between pitches here.
No, I like it. I like it.
Little hustle on the mound.
Put the pressure on him.
And there's a 2-2. Ground ball right to third base and right over to first for the second out.
Yeah, you're right. She's speeding herself up on the mound, and it's speeding up Youngstown as well. And that's two little ground balls, soft ground balls that are easy routine plays on first base.
The Roman right over to Murphy with plenty of time to spare on that one. That will bring up Jaxie. Or rather, that'll bring up Alyssa Imler for Youngstown State. Foul ball on the first pitch. We'll bring it to an 0-1 count. One count so far, stepping out of the batter box, loosening up a little bit before returning. A ball thrown a little bit low to the outside. 2 outs so far, no runners on base for Youngstown State. An out, first coming right at the glove of Newton. And then right over to third base for Ruhlman over to Murphy. Get our 2 outs that we got so far. Another foul ball hit towards the left for Imler. Youngstown State still leading 3-1 at the top of the 6th inning here. This is game 1 of a doubleheader here on WXOU Sports. Be sure to like and subscribe for games like these, live streams. We got shows, we got highlights, we got interviews, everything you need from your favorite college radio station. Be sure to subscribe to WXOU Sports for all that college goodness. 2-2 count so far. Ground ball over to the shortstop and a 3rd out to close out the top of the 6th inning. Johnson able to get it over to Murphy at first base in just a nick of time.
3 up, 3 down. And now Oakland will head to the batter's box. Let's see if they can get a little spark in their offense, put some runners on, and bring some runners home. Let's do it. Let's do it.
We'll see if that spark starts a fire here at the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be right back here on WXOU Sports. Welcome back to WXOU Sports. After Oakland was able to hold Youngstown State scoreless at the top of the 6th inning, freezing the score at 3-1. Penguins still with the lead, and it's now the Golden Grizzlies at bat. Taylor Caraway in the box. With an 0-1 count so far. Here comes the pitch. Letting that one fly by for the first ball. is Caraway. You still have Devin Ryan on the mound here for Youngstown State. Pitching 5 innings so far, 6 hits, 1 run allowed. That run being earned with 3 strikeouts as well. Throwing that one a little bit outside. We'll give it the 2-1 count. Caraway already 1 hit on the day, 1 of her 2 at-bats, scoring an RBI for Oakland as well. That 1 score, or that 1 run scored so far in the game today. A 3-1 count right now for Caraway. And she's looking to get the Golden Grizzlies moving. Devin Ryan looks to make the decision. And here it comes. Throwing that one inside, and she will walk Caraway. Caraway, the designated hitter, will send herself over to first base. And giving it up to number 24, Cameron Troyer. Now got a runner on first here for Oakland. Looking to keep the Golden Grizzlies moving.
And Youngstown is looking to keep them to a halt here, trying to get out of bottom of 6 unscathed. 3-1, you're up 2, going into top 7, looking to put a little insurance runs on the board and then close things out if you're Youngstown in bottom 7.
1 ball going by for a 1-0 count. Ryan looking and making her decision. Winds it up and lets it fly. Smacked it towards left field for a foul ball. Encouraging words from head coach Samantha Henderson. And more encouraging words from the dugout.
Yeah, and you know, Coach Henderson talks a lot about her, the energy of her team, and you can't get caught up in the highs and the lows, but we need to stay steady. And she's right there in the thick of it with them too. You know, she holds herself accountable.
Axe swing on that one will be another foul ball to the left. Bringing a 1-2 count so far. Looking to get Caraway moving as she lays there at first base. Now the crowd's getting in on the encouragement as well. And here it comes. The low pitch will bring it to a 2-2. We got a pause in play here. The officials looking for some kind of information. As well am I. I'm not sure the reason for the stoppage. I didn't hear him say anything.
No, it looked to be something with Rinaldi's finger, glove, maybe? I don't know.
Very attentive
something of
eye.
the sort.
Now we resume play with the 2-2 count here. Runner on first, 3-1 Youngstown State lead. Oakland at bats, foul ball to the left.
Chopping everything foul down the third baseline right now. Just can't. She's pulling the ball. Pulling it. We just need her to push it just a little bit inside. But she's all over it. She's reading Ryan really well right now.
And keeping herself alive at bat. Here comes a 2-2. That one flies out to give us a full count.
Again, you know, reading it really well. She's patient in the box right now.
And Devin Ryan up to 82 pitches so far. No breaks for the day so far. Here comes the pitch. A low one, swung at, hit the dirt, and right into the glove of Ryan to quickly send it over to first and tag Oakland out.
Not exactly what you want if you're Cameron Troyer, right? You would have loved to get a base hit and reach first, but you advanced Caraway onto second, and now you have a runner in scoring position. And now let's see if Jenna Johnson can get a little something going here and bring her on over again. Anything towards the right side of the field.
Here's a fresh pitch. A little low and inside. And yeah, when you're at 0 outs, to have a play like that, to advance a runner,
That's perfect. It's
second
to
worst
perfect.
things can happen.
Right.
You can sacrifice an out if it means to kind of keep the bases moving a little bit.
Absolutely. And for Oakland, that's what they need right now. That's just what they needed.
And a big smack ground ball over to the shortstop. Can Johnson get there safe? She cannot. And a pickle now happening, trying to get Caraway out. They do successfully for the double play.
If you want to be aggressive on the base path, that's what you're potentially going to run into, right? Caraway stepped off of second base after there was a grounder on over to short. They threw it to first. They get the out. That's 2 outs. She didn't go back, or she went back, and then she started hustling back out over to third. Couldn't make it there in time. Like you said, got into a little bit of a pickle there, but that's a gamble that you're willing to take, and that's up to your team and up to coach over there.
And for those playing along here on the bingo game, a pickle
there we go.
is one of the spots on bingo if it's any consolation. But we'll be right back here as Oakland will be getting ready to go on defense right here on WXOU Sports. And we're back here on WXOU Sports for Oakland softball as we've now reached the top of the 7th inning. Youngstown State maintaining their 3-1 lead they achieved in the 5th inning, holding Oakland scoreless in their following 2 offensive possessions here. Penguins now back on offense here. It's Rinaldi at bat right now with a 1-1 count. Here's a pitch, smacks that one over to third base, rolls out of the glove for Ruhlman, and that'll make an easy run over to first base for Rinaldi. Saw a little bit of a stutter step there with Ruhlman. You mentioned that had a little bit of a tweak in the ankle in the prior game.
Yeah, she
Maybe
did.
saw a little bit of a pinch of that for this run as well.
Even when she was running home, she was at third, she was coming home earlier in the game. It looked like she just looked uncomfortable. It didn't look very natural. And again, I don't know if that's to play for the ankle or what it was yesterday. But, to be a leader and to be out here, even while you're, if you are in pain, this is, again, us speculating here. We don't know. She could be fine, but.
I don't know, Jack.
But to come back, that's what a leader does.
We have an announcement of 23 running for 26 on the Youngstown offensive side. 23, Lauren Swanson running for Conchetta Rinaldi. And Autumn Belke returning to the at-bat here for Youngstown State. There's the first pitch down low. Bring it to a 1-0 count here. And be sure to stay tuned as the second game of the doubleheader will be coming up soon, shortly after this inning. Swing at bat towards the left side, foul ball. Skipper will be the first strike for the at bat. A 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch. Big swing, high flyer towards left field. It'll be a foul if it gets caught, if it lands. And is caught by Oakland. Looking to tag out on second base. And they get it. Double play by Oakland, catching the foul ball and getting that tag out on second.
Nice work by Maddie Harrington. Had some wheels to get over there, get under the ball, make the catch, and then what an arm. Throw down to second, get the second out. Yeah, that's what you love that as a pitcher. If I'm married and I'm geeked right now.
That's a way to fast forward the inning here on defense. First pitch will be a ball. This is again now the 1-0 pitch. Now at bat is number 22, Haley Nidencore. Excuse me, Nindercore. I always get mixed up on the name there. 2-0 count. Swing at a high flyer behind us. Everyone in attention, making sure that the ball lands where it safely should. 2-1 count here. 2 outs, no runners on base for Youngstown State. As Newton tosses that one, foul ball over the Oakland dugout on the left side. 2-2 count. If you're looking at the board here, it's at bat number 22, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. There's a pitch, clip the bat. I thought I heard it clip the bat a little bit.
Yep, and it's out. She's out.
But a swing will cause
For Youngstown State, no Oakland
the
errors.
3rd out
Base.
in Oakland.
To the bottom of the 7th.
Able to keep it to 3-1 is the score as we reach the bottom of the 7th here. Oakland with a chance to tie or gain the lead themselves here in the bottom of the final inning here. We'll take a break here on WXOU Sports and get right back to the softball action. Welcome back here to WXOU Sports. We're at the bottom of the 7th here with Youngstown State having a 3-1 lead. Oakland with their last chance to tie or gain the lead themselves. An aggressive swing by Alyssa DePrima to start off the bottom of that 7th inning. Strike 1.
She was the one to bring home those 2 runs yesterday in bottom 7 to tie the game up. Let's see if she can just get the offense going for them.
And a grounder over to the shortstop. A bit of a stumble on the catch there by Youngstown State. Imler had a bit of a stutter diving for the ball. Gave Alyssa DePrima just enough time to make it to first base with plenty of dirt on the jersey to go with it.
Yeah, she dove. She dove into first. She wasn't taking any chances.
That black uniform with all the dust on it looks more like a gold version of the uniform.
I think they're calling for the trainer.
Make sure everything is okay there. DePrima taking a look at her hand here as we get ready for Maddie Harrington to come to the batter's box here for Oakland. But a bit of a pause in the action here to ensure everything is okay. Gives us time to remind you once again that you can tune into WXOU Sports all season long for continued coverage of Golden Grizzlies athletics. Now with baseball and softball underway, you can expect WXOU at select home games for you to listen to on WXOU.org or right here on WXOU Sports on YouTube. Subscribe for interviews, highlights, recaps of games, and broadcasts just like these from your favorite college radio station.
Number 16 for Youngstown going to pitch.
And in addition to that, be sure to tune in to Chelsea's Corner, Thursdays from 12 to 1 on WXOU. If you like indie music, then this is the place to be. DJ Chelsea, the music director of WXOU, will talk about all the newest indie and college-centric music, including news, reviews, top 30s, interviews, and more. It's Chelsea's Corner, Thursdays from 12 to 1 on WXOU. And it looks like a pitching change is occurring here for Youngstown State as well. Sophie Howell will be up to the mound from Champion, Ohio. Another engineering major here on the Youngstown State team. I'd love to know what kind of engineering she's into, because you can say engineering, but there's plenty of different kinds and varieties and flavors of that kind of degree.
Touche.
I'm a little partial to the mechanical side myself, but you know that's just from me.
Hey, I'm just a communications major. I can't do the math and the science. I gave that up as quick as I could. Figure it out really fast that was not for me.
Yeah, sometimes you get, for engineering, you get lost in all the math details and you kind of lose connection with the real world a little bit. Because it's just like, I just want to see if this table's going to bend, and you're doing like differential equations.
Yeah, see.
I already lost you there, my bad.
Diffie Qs, isn't that what they're called?
Yeah. Well,
Or,
maybe Sophie Howell will know what we're talking
for
about.
Them. Yeah, maybe she would. But yeah, she's back. She's back in the circle. Their ace, probably just looking to close this out and then get warmed up for game 3. I could
Game 3
guess.
of the series,
I don't know if they'll put her. Again, speculating here.
And we ensure that everything's okay there with Alyssa DePrima. Got a glove on her left hand there.
Oh, yeah, she put the diving mitt on.
And that will set up Maddie Harrington for an important bottom of the 7th inning here. Oakland looking to tie it or gain the lead themselves as Youngstown State has the 2-run lead, 3-1. Big swing for Harrington will not make contact to bring strike 1. The whirlwind of dust will fly across the softball field here. And a short hit right towards the pitcher will be enough to advance to Prima, but will get Harrington out. That's first out for this bottom of the inning for Oakland. And that'll put Macy Brown up to bat here for Oakland. Got a runner on second here. DePrima ready to get back home here. And a swing ground ball to the shortstop. Can she get there in time? Just a split second off. Macy Brown will be the second out in quick fashion.
DePrima was looking to take third, but they weren't going to chance it this time around. They're going to keep her there and hope that Jen Kriska can move her on over to third and get on base herself here and keep the Grizzlies alive.
And it looks like it's time to go to the mall here as Jen Kriska at bat here, facing a first strike right now. The 0-1 count with 2 outs. There's a pitch on the inside for ball 1. Who better to be at bat in this kind of moment than your veteran like Jen Kriska here? The 1-1 pitch.
Tried to get her on the curveball.
That one going to the outside, up top right corner of the box.
Up and away.
To infinity and beyond with the 2-1 count. Howell winding it up. At least in her mind she is. Here it comes. Big swing, bounce towards third base. Can't get to first base in time is Kritzka. And that will be the third out. And that will be the game. For game 2 of the series and the first part of our doubleheader here, Youngstown State gets the win 3-1. So we will be taking our break here, getting ready for game 2 of this series. We'll be right back for game 2 in just a few moments here. We'll be right back here for the second game, right here on WXOU Sports.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to WXOU Sports. I'm Patti Cesarini alongside Giovanni Moceri, and we are here getting ready for Game 2 of a doubleheader, Game 3 of the series, Oakland softball against Youngstown. Series now tied 1-1. But before we get started here, we want to take a look at what's going on in the Horizon League right now and some of the games that are happening. Giovanni, what do we got?
So we had a revenge game where Green Bay won the first game of the series over Cleveland State. Cleveland State now returning the favor with a 6-0 victory just a few moments ago, starting off with 1 run in the first inning and then 5 in the second inning to give that final score, have it frozen the rest of the way for a 6-0 win for Cleveland State over Green Bay. We're just now starting to see Robert Morris get going against Purdue Fort Wayne. In addition to that, another Horizon League series taking place right now is Detroit against IUPUI. Detroit already with a 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning to start their second game of their doubleheader. And in addition to that, the baseball team is in action right now in Milwaukee against the Panthers in game 2 of their series that will be taking place throughout the weekend here. I seem to have lost the stance for that one. Bear with me one moment. as they're playing away at Milwaukee against the Panthers. Their baseball currently 5-5 in the Horizon League. And one moment, please, I'm in the stats. They won game 1 yesterday, Friday, 3-1, and currently in their doubleheader today, the score, forgive me, the technology loading here for a moment. Currently, Milwaukee is up 5-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning for this doubleheader. So that would be our quick roundup of the games going on in the Horizon League and for Oakland University before we get ready for game 3 today for softball.
Yeah, as we're about to get started here, Sydney Campbell in the circle for Oakland. Their ace back in the circle. Jen Kriska behind the dish. And yeah, we're getting things rolling right away here.
Yeah, and to get a quick recap of the previous game that we just saw here today on WXOU Sports, Youngstown State did come away with a 3-1 win, and it was a stalemate all the way up until the 4th inning, where teams traded 1 run, but then Youngstown State got 2 in the top of the 5th, kept that score frozen for that 3-1 victory.
All right, and here we go. First pitch from Sydney Campbell. Strike.
Sydney Campbell, a historic pitcher for Oakland University.
Absolutely.
Already has the record for the most wins in an Oakland career. And from this point on, she's just continuing to gain the distance between her and the next winner of Oakland history.
She adds another strike, count 0-2 as she paints the outside corners. Up against Sarah Fessler. Pop foul. Hit the edge of the cage and came right back down right in front of everyone. No one knew where it went.
We heard those terrifying words of heads up as it almost hit Kritzka at the top of the helmet.
0-2 count. Almost. Ooh, we checked to first to see if Fessler went. She didn't. Campbell almost got her there. Close, but not close enough.
Close, but no cigar.
Mm-hmm. Another foul tip.
Still spinning into the dirt as Kritza just picked it up. Just hit the ground directly, and it just moseyed on over a couple of feet over to the right.
Sydney Campbell, 2.62 ERA, 1.14 WHIP, and a 7.5 record on the season. Pop fly to Jenna Johnston. She's got it for the first out. 1 up, 1 down.
Routine play to get things started here for game 3 here. And we were talking about this at the beginning of the second game where coming into today off of yesterday's kind of, you could say, controversial walk-off win for Oakland. Both these teams are like going at each other because this is the top of the Horizon League right now. Oakland at 3rd and Youngstown State sitting at 1st.
As Wilkerson takes a ball 1. Foul back. Sydney Campbell just coming out here and she's firing right away. You know, she's getting in there, she's getting after it. She said, "We're not going to lose this series." She's that type of player.
Yeah, well, when you go from the freshman pitcher of Alyssa Balcom, who did a great job against Youngstown State the previous game today, and then you change that up with the best pitcher in the Horizon League, it's a bit of a different experience.
It's going to be a little bit tougher for Youngstown to put some runners on the bases here and get runs across this game. Ball outside. 2-1, 1 out.
Wilkerson in the previous game was 4 of 2 at bat.
2 of 4.
Excuse me, 2 of 4.
Reverse.
Did I do an improper fraction? My bad.
As she's fighting off Sydney Campbell, counts full. Payoff pitch. Chopper down to Jenna Johnson. She fires over to first. Maggie Murphy makes the catch. Out number 2.
There's that combo again of Johnston over to Murphy.
Again, one of those routine ground balls, little chopper. make it easy on yourself, right? Collect yourself. She did a nice job collecting the ball and then getting it over there to first in time.
Definitely. Just follow the routine. Do what you practice all the time.
Jaxie up. She cracks one right over second base. Into Cameron Troyer. She collects it. Base hit. First base hit of the game for the Youngstown Penguins. Got a duck on the pond.
Getting things started a little bit earlier than they did in the first game.
Number 1, Kennedy.
But we'll see if they can cash in on these. Because remember, in the beginning of the previous game, it was bases loaded at the top of the first, but Oakland was able to keep it to where none of them came home.
Nope. Number 1, Kennedy Dean. Cleanup. She's up to bat right now as she takes ball 1. She laces this one just foul.
Almost loosening the stitching on the ball there. That was quite the hit.
Fired that one off. Just foul down the third baseline. Count 1-1, 2 outs. Runner on first. Fly ball, not caught by Brooklyn Plitz out there, but it is a foul ball. We'll get Kennedy Dean back in the batter's box. And then Wilkerson back over to first. She can't go anywhere yet.
It was in the right position and got the hustle going right in time, but it was about like 1 gloves of a distance away from that one being basically a stolen out.
Sydney Campbell ahead in the count, 2 strikes. She fires one in there, misses just outside. Two, 2 outs. Next pitch. Another ball flared foul. And Dean is making her work right now.
Yeah, hit that one with the neck of the bat, close side. And that one high flying over to the left.
Spraying foul balls everywhere. To the left, to the right. Out of the field, in the field.
Finding them like Easter eggs everywhere.
Ground ball over to Reese Ruhlman. She'll fire it over to first, and she gets the out. 3 outs, 3 up, 3 down. Sydney Campbell's on the mound for the Golden Grizzlies. No runs for the Penguins as you are watching or listening to, I should say, on WXOU Sports. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to WXOU Sports here at the Oakland softball field. Patti Cesarini alongside Giovanni Moceri here. Top of the first. Penguins couldn't get anything home. No runs on the board. Sydney Campbell retired 3 batters. And now Youngstown has their ace on the mound, Sophie Howell. She has a 1.81 ERA, 1.23 whip, 14-4 on the season. Brooklyn Plitz in the batter's box right now as she takes ball 1.
And she had 1 inning of a warm-up, too, as she had the top of the 7th inning, or rather the bottom of the 7th inning in the previous game.
And in game 1 of the series, her and Sydney Campbell, they were duking it out from the circle. I mean, wow. Swing and a miss. Count 1-2. Ball 2 as that one scrapes the outside of the strike zone.
And the Oakland dugout really letting the songs fly here.
They're getting trying to get some juice in them early. Foul tip. Plitz will stay alive at the plate. Seems to have hit the back of Rinaldi's hand there. Ooh, that's got to sting.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and for all the encouragement, I would feel it's especially powerful to have your teammate, your teammates always constantly outputting that kind of encouragement, especially for Brooklyn Plitz, the freshman coming into this successful team.
Absolutely. You know, when you hear your teammates cheering you on, or you hear the fans cheering you on, it gets you going. You know, as a former athlete myself, it always feels nice.
Yeah.
It feels nice. I like it. She chops another one foul.
Yeah. And for me, back in the day, in my swimming days, the encouragement usually came up when you stopped swimming.
Yeah. Slap in the water.
No matter how loud your teammates are cheering, all you hear is the swishing of the water and an occasional whistle from your coach. There's not much else you can hear. But either way, you go up to breathe and you see him on the pool deck. That's all you need.
Sophie Howell misses outside again. Count now full 3-2. Brooklyn Plitz staying alive here, trying to make something work and get on the bases.
Get things started for Oakland.
Payoff pitch. Chopped on over to Ilmer. Oh, it gets through. No good. What looked to be a routine ground ball just slips right underneath the glove and gets into shallow left field, and Plitz will reach at first.
It just teleported through the glove of Imler over there. It took an awkward bounce. I was following it with my eyes, and assuming the ground was flat, it must have hit a bump.
Fouled back as Macy Brown now steps in the box. The hero from yesterday's game, and then one who started things for the Grizzlies in game 2 with a double. Count 0-1. Howell delivers, and it's a strike. Ball, my apologies, pardon. 1-1. Another one fouled back deep over our left shoulder here.
I was over to the Oakland soccer field, and it looks like the dogs in attendance want to go fetch it.
So cute. They're so cutie.
That's something I love coming out to the baseball and softball games, because it's not, you get all the excitement of the arena, but when you're outside on such a nice day like this, everyone's bringing the dogs, everyone's got, their picnic chairs and everything. It's just such a different vibe, and there's a unity to all of it.
There is
I love
a sense of community too,
Exactly.
right? You see all the people that are out here, whether you're cheering on Youngstown or you're cheering on your Golden Grizzlies, there's still a sense of community. This one fouled straight back from Brown. If I'm Howell, I would not be giving her that same pitch again. She is right on it. Count 2-2. Brown fighting back here, being down in the count early. Brooklyn Plitz on first.
A little update for the Robert Morris Purdue Fort Wayne game. Robert Morris gets on the board at the top of the third to break open the scoring in that game.
Ball outside. 3-2.
Detroit Mercy still up 1-0 over IUPUI. Detroit Mercy only one win on the season so far.
Into left field, and it is caught by Payne out there in the efforts. Brooklyn Plitz will still stay on first. She didn't tag. She played it safe. And Sophie Howell retires Brown.
Yeah, had great contact on that ball, and it's a picture perfect, like up and over left field. It just happened to, need a little bit more power for it to go past, and to perhaps hit the wall or to give a little bit more life to that hit, but just right into the glove.
Jen Kriska up to bat now, and she got hit right in the shoulder, right in the elbow guard. Pardon, and Plitz will move on over to second, which will bring up Reese Ruhlman.
In the last game, Ruhlman went 2 for 2 with a run, being a huge piece to Oakland, getting that one. She was the only Golden Grizzlies that was able to score in the last game.
She's hitting .257 on the season with 18 hits. She's in the cleanup spot today. Graduate student with 2 doubles, 2 triples, 7 RBIs so far coming in to today. She'll take the first pitch, ball 1.
The Oakland dugout is the song of choice for Reese Ruhlman is the Reese's Puff theme song.
I know, I like that one. It's clever. I like that one. High and inside for ball 2.
Had to duck out of the way of that one as well.
Both Plitz and Kriska looking to take off here on contact.
Standing in almost a track stance like we're seeing over there at the Oakland Track and Field complex. Hosting the Golden Grizzly invite.
Laced one. Foul down the first baseline. Out of the park. Like you said, in the first game of the doubleheader, the foragery of of Oakland University's campus is getting showered with some softballs today. This one, ooh, laced just foul again.
Had great power on that one. And now it's a matter of keeping, staying alive here with 2 strikes, but also keeping Howell on her toes a little bit, knowing and saying, hey, I'm going to hit this one, and you're not going to get me on it.
Count it 2-2. Is the Horizon League first team member last year. Is ready to rock in the box right now. Outside, ball 3.
A full count here with 2 runners on base. This is a great offensive position right now for Oakland to be in. Time to cash in.
Howell checking her wrist, see what pitch she's got to throw. She throws.
Ooh,
it hits Reese Ruhlman right in the right leg.
Yeah,
right on the inside, right on the knee, it looked like almost.
Yeah, that one.
She will take her base.
And take her time getting there, too.
Yeah, absolutely moving. Plitz and Kriska on over. Well, you talk about getting them on and getting them over. Sophie Howell's done all the work in terms of partially getting them on and getting them over. Hitting Kriska, hitting Kriska and Ruhlman. There now bases are loaded and 1 out. As Maggie Murphy will step into the batter's box. Hitting .213 going into today. 13 hits, 7 RBIs. This one's laced right down the middle for strike 1. Howell paints the outside. Gets it for strike 2.
Down 0-2. This is, you gotta be careful here.
Howell delivers too far outside. Ball 1. Count now 1-2. Yeah, Giovanni, like you said, Maggie Murphy just looking to stay alive here.
Yeah, and you don't want to be picky here. I mean, you got bases loaded. You just need any kind of movement on the base.
Some sort of contact. Yep. This one low.
Almost getting her on the inside of the right knee as well.
Howell seems to be a little bit all over the place coming into this game, just having a really hard time hitting her spots, finding her strike zone. A little bit out of her rhythm right now. Count 2-2. Murphy, foul.
Big swing, another addition to the Rochester Wilderness Collection.
The Rochester Wilderness Collection.
Collection of softballs, that would be.
2-2, bases loaded, 1 out. Howell will pitch another one. Cracked foul.
Maggie Murphy hitting 2 doubles so far this season. Looking through some of the hitting stats for her as well. 7 RBIs calculated as well.
And Howell will, a little bit too early of a release, kind of bounces this one into Rinaldi there. Counts full.
Counts full, bases are full. The only thing that's not full is the number of outs, as Oakland will have another crack at this.
Payoff pitch coming. Foul tip again. Ooh, as it looked like it hit Murphy off the bounce. Hit off home plate and might have hit her in the lower leg region around the shin, foot. Yeah, she's looking at it right now.
And a shrug of the shoulders from Coach Henderson.
Walk it off.
Gotta keep playing through it.
Yeah, gotta get through it. Count full. Bases loaded. 1 out. Howell will pitch. Cracked little flare right into short. Elmer will make the catch. Runners aren't going anywhere. 2 outs now.
Oakland's got one last chance to cash in on these loaded bases to get the scoring started much earlier than it did in the first game of today's doubleheader here. If you want to play ahead, because in the last game we saw that Youngstown State's pitching are able to keep you at in the spot that you're at. So to get ahead early and force their offense to make the move was probably going to be the strategy for today.
Taylor Caraway steps in the box as Howell lets one loose a little bit too early again. Just kind of rolling him in there. Count 1-0. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Caraway looking to bring a couple home. Low and inside for ball 2.
About knee level there. It looks like you're seeing more crowd over at the far hill.
It does look like our crowd has grown.
Over
Yeah.
past center field.
Caraway laces this one into the center and left gap, bringing home Plitz and Kriska. And Reese Ruhlman will make it to third. She stands up. She's starting to run home.
It decides otherwise.
She decides to head back to third. Caraway with a 2 RBI double just laces this one right into the gap between center and left, right into left center. Gets the job done, and the Grizzlies are on the board, 2-0.
With 2 outs, you're going to have another crack at this one. And you're going to be able to cash in as Cameron Troyer steps up to bat. But that's what the Golden Grizzlies need. They need to get up early to make sure that if it ends up becoming one of those slow defensive games like we saw last time, then you're going to be the one with the initial lead, and you can keep it throughout.
Cameron Troyer up to bat for the Grizzlies. Ooh, strike inside. 2 outs. You have Ruhlman on third, Caraway on second. She cracks this one over to right field, but Fessler is there to make the catch. Grizzlies will go up 2-0. Get it done with a little 2-out rally, and you are watching or listening on WXOU Sports. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to WXOU Sports Softball. Oakland softball against the Youngstown Penguins. Patti Cesarini alongside Giovanni Moceri here. We are in the top of the second. Sydney Campbell, first pitch strike up against Imler, number 2 for the Penguins.
And if you missed it, just this previous inning here, Oakland, with bases loaded, was able to cash in on it with 2 runs to go up 2-0.
Imler will pop this one up to Johnston. She's got it caught. Easy pop fly for the first out. Top of the second.
And Imler in the previous game was 2 for 4 and scored one of the 3 runs for the Penguins. But that pop-up will be an easy out for her.
Funneling a lot towards Jenna Johnston right now. Sydney Campbell delivers. Strike 1. Catcher Rinaldi, number 26. She takes the box. Swing and a miss. And Sydney Campbell is just dealing. She's working quick in the circle right now. She means business.
Ready to roll here against the Youngstown, Ohio native. And
Third
Rinaldi.
pitch. Woo. Just fouled down the first baseline.
Just dusting the paint on that one on its way over to the fence.
Staying alive here. Down on strikes. 0-2, 1 out. No one on. Campbell will throw. Another one knocked foul right behind home plate here.
Up next to bat will be number 28, Belkey, as she gets warmed up.
On deck. Another one. Foul back. Relentless.
Just chopped underneath it and gave it over to the fence. But staying alive here with 2 strikes here.
Rinaldi is hanging on right now.
And you see, by getting the 2 runs up early, now you're putting the pressure on Youngstown State to not only, you know, I mean, like, okay, if we get a run, that'd be cool.
This one is hit right to Macy Brown. Grounder to first. And it's good for out number 2.
Yeah, and as I was saying, like, to get the lead early, you force now Youngstown, like, okay, now it's not a matter of, like, okay, we can score and get the lead. Now we have to score, and it's a whole different dynamic when you're in the batter's box.
Right, you put a lot more pressure on their bats to get going. Stepping into the batter's box, number 28, Belkey. Sydney Campbell will fire a first pitch up in the zone, ball 1. Hits her with the off speed there. Gets her again. 0-2. 2 outs.
Sydney Campbell, 2.62 ERA on this season.
Tried to go off speed there again, but didn't get the call. Counts now 1-2. Campbell will fire. This one's down and out.
A cheer of keep it trucking going on over there in the Penguins dugout.
Inside and called strike. Count full. Campbell having to work back a little bit here. She'll release. Swing and a miss. And that will do it for the Penguins. Once again, 3 up, 3 down for Sydney Campbell. You're listening on WXOU Sports. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to WXOU Sports. Patti Cesarini alongside Giovanni Moceri here. Oakland softball up against the Youngstown Penguins. Sydney Campbell retired 3 batters, 3 up, 3 down in the top of the second. And earlier in the bottom of the first, Grizzlies got on the board first. And they went up 2-0 as Jenna Johnson is now in the box for the Grizzlies. But a time was called from Youngstown. Howell threw a first pitch ball. I think coach is over there just trying to talk things out with her. She got a little bit away from herself in bottom of the first. Very unlike her.
Yeah, you got to just have a conversation and simply just say, listen, you're one of the best pitchers in the Horizon League. Don't get too rattled by just a couple of bad innings or here and there. Like don't let it affect you, because you know where you're going to be ending up at the end of this season is still one of the best pitchers in the league. So just kind of keep constant, keep it cool, do your thing, because what your thing is really good pitching in the Horizon League.
Absolutely, and at the end of game 1 yesterday, you saw her starting to get a little bit rattled, and Oakland took advantage of it, And it's certain things like that, and for a pitcher, it's so mental. All of it, just so mental. Time again after Johnston stepped in the box.
And head coach for the Penguins, Brian Campbell, having a word with the officials.
After yesterday's game 1 of today's doubleheader was awfully quiet.
Oh, and from the sound of the officials, the Youngstown center fielder is, quote, getting harassed out there. Could that be from the attendance behind center field? I mean, it would have to be.
I would have to assume that that's what she was. Again, mentioning towards.
Yeah, and that's not. Listen, you be in the crowd, you chirp a little bit here and there, but this is not that kind of environment here at Oakland. It's not the as aggressive of a crowd here.
I was going to say I would find that a little bit hard to believe.
Yeah, you gotta
knowing
be
the history we've had
here. Yeah.
Right. This one's chopped on over to Emler. She'll fire on over to first to get Jenna Johnston out. 1 out.
Yeah, and that goes to a big philosophy I have when it comes to like being like whether you're a student here or not. But there's a line that you got to keep it friendly, keep it funny a little bit, but never anything personal, and like nothing to like have any risk of you getting kicked out. Like
100%.
For me, my rules are a little bit selfish to keep me from getting kicked out.
Maddie Harrington fires one over to right field, but a diving catch made by Fessler for the second out. Wow, that, my friend, was athletic.
There's just some kind of plays like that where it's you kind of throw your hands up like, okay, that was just good.
Yeah.
Good players are going to make good moves like that. And that diving touch, even coming through the contact with the glove on the ground, still had it scooped up and still kept it off the turf. Yeah, but that was a great play in the outfield.
This one's ripped on over to first. She's safe.
That came right into the hands of Wilkerson. She fell to the ground picking it up, and just that little hesitation was enough to allow her to get to first base. But it almost went into the glove before Wilkerson even expected it to.
Brooklyn Plitz just has some wheels. She's got some Hot Wheels on her. Made it on over to first. And now we have Macy Brown in the box, number 5.
Took an upward swing over at that first pitch there. And the message from the dugout, it's slow it down. You're at 2 outs. You got 1 runner on base. Take it easy.
Absolutely. This one's low in the zone for a ball. Rinaldi looked like she was getting ready to throw down on over to second. She's ready for it. Fouled down the third baseline. Count 1-2, 2 outs. Plitz on first. Their score is 2-0 Grizzlies. Brown in the box. She'll take that. Ball 2. Howell will fire. This one is grounded right on over to Dean at first. She'll step on the bag. And that's it for the bottom of the second. Brooklyn Plitz reaches first. But nothing else much more than that. 2-0 Golden Grizzlies. We are heading in to top of the third. We will be back after the break. Welcome back to WXOU Sports. Patti Cesarini alongside Giovanni Moceri. We are at the Oakland softball field as the Grizzlies are up 2-0 against the Youngstown Penguins. Sydney Campbell in the circle, and she is going up again. Ooh, as this ball's laced to Johnston, she'll fire on over to first. Wow, just routine play after routine play for Johnston and Murphy.
About the 4th time we've seen it so far in just this 3rd game alone.
No kidding. They'll retire Niedercore as now Payne steps into the box.
A little update of Oakland baseball in their 2nd game against Milwaukee. They tied it up 5-5 with a 4-run 8th inning for the Golden Grizzlies, and currently they're at bat at the top of the 9th to get a lead going.
Sydney Campbell with the first pitch strike. Jumping out ahead in the count here.
Bases loaded too for Oakland baseball.
Wow.
Exciting action going on in Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah. Pitch number 2 delivered. Popped foul. Kriska running, and it is out of
play.
The play, yeah. Ran into the fence there. No good.
The very, very attentive fans there on our right side in the bleachers had both hands on it. A good catch. Hands came down with the ball.
Cushion, a little cushion.
A little cushion.
It's like a water balloon toss. You gotta cushion it.
Yeah,
Same with
you gotta take it easy.
something
with it.
that high. Yeah, you're gonna cushion that, or else your hands are busted. Sydney Campbell will deliver here. This one's ripped into the right center gap, but it is caught by Plitz out in right field for the second out. Top of the third.
Now, these 2 outs went by really, really quick. Fast forwarding this top of the third inning.
Well, you'd have to think, credit to Campbell in the circle. She's working fast out there, and the defense is working really well around her, and they're just able to make the plays that they make all year. Fessler, we're back at the top of the order. Fessler's in there. Been around once. She saw Campbell Friday. Saw her again.
And is seeing her now.
This game, and and seeing her now. Ooh, a bunt. Couldn't lay it down, but Campbell throw that in there for a strike. Count at 1-1, 2 outs, nobody on. Oakland looking to come out of this clean here. Just outside, ball 2.
Youngstown State's got to get something going here because from the looks of it, Oakland's defense is not going to give up anything easily.
Right down the middle there.
Especially with Campbell on the mound.
Fessler just looking, watching that ball go right into Kriska's mitt. Count 2-2, 2 outs. She yoinks this ball. Foul and out of play towards left field.
Quick update over to the RMU Purdue Fort Wayne game. Top of the 5th inning, RMU up 2-1 over the Mastodons. As well as the score remaining 1-0, Detroit Mercy over IUPUI, now at the bottom of the 3rd.
Sydney Campbell gets her in the inside corner. Strike out looking, and that's it. The Penguins come up with nothing yet again. No runs on the board. Grizzlies are the only ones to score in the bottom of the 1st. As we head into the bottom of the 3rd inning here, we will be back. Welcome back to the Oakland softball field, WXOU Sports. We are in the bottom of the 3rd. The Penguins came up with nothing yet again. Howell in the circle still up against Kriska. We were going to the mall. I was getting it stuck in my head. She'll rip this one foul down the 3rd baseline.
Yeah, and on our way coming out from break, we had a potential sabotage by men's soccer this broadcast.
Oh, now they're chirping
Oops,
us.
they heard me.
Showing a little OU love. OU Intersport love here. Kriska down on strikes, 0-2. Howell delivers. Fouled straight back. Kriska will stay alive here. The Grizzlies having 3 hits to the Penguins 1. A little bit of a difference from game 2 of the doubleheader to game 1 of the doubleheader.
Definitely.
Flip-flopped.
The differential became like 8-4 at one point during that game, where Youngstown State had doubled the amount of hits that Oakland did.
As Kriska strikes out looking when Howell paints the outside of the strike zone. She's just, when she has command over the ball, she does a fantastic job of moving the ball and hitting different spots in the strike zone.
And that strikeout was Howell's first of the game today.
So it'll bring Reese Ruhlman up to bat.
The pitch will just roll right up, right along
like hit
to
her
the
in
fence.
Missed the catch there. Rinaldi, ball 1.
As the wind picks up here over the Oakland softball
Wind is
field.
picking up, blowing directly in as Ruhlman takes a strike. Count 1-1, 1 out. Howell will let it rip. And this is chopped on over to Wilkerson, fired on over to Dean. for out number 2.
We've seen a lot of the hits today hit the ground first before rolling forward, and that's what allows it, I mean, obviously to stay short, stay within a scoop's distance, and tossing it right over to first base. It's happened a lot during the past couple of games here today.
From both sides, but I feel like it's just a little bit more from Oakland. You know, you're just getting too much on top of the ball, chopping that ball down into the dirt as Maggie Murphy steps in here. First pitch strike inside, bottom left corner. Another one comes, fires right down the middle for strike 2. Murphy down on strikes. Gonna have to get creative here, stay alive, see if you can get something going. Howell will fire. Ball 1. Good eye.
You're still got to be careful here. You're sitting on 1 strike, sending it back.
Sitting on
the
2
whole way
strikes.
Or excuse me, 2 outs with 2 strikes.
Oakland still has the lead, 2-0. Low and outside for ball 2. Count 2-2, 2 outs. Murphy looking to reach. Inside for strikeout for Howell, her second of the day. No runners can get on for the Golden Grizzlies. 3 up, 3 down for Howell. And now it's Campbell's turn to see what she's got. You are listening on WXOU Sports. We'll be back. Welcome back to WXOU Sports. Wilkerson takes the box, and Sydney Campbell will fire for another first pitch strike. It's a little bit of a pitcher's duel, too.
Definitely, you got 2 of the best Horizon League pitchers going at it right now in now game 3 of the series.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you're seeing the scoring be as low as it is.
It's popped up into shallow left center, and it's caught by Harrington. No good. You had a couple of Golden Grizzlies running for that. You had Johnston, Harrington, and Troyer all getting in there, but that's just some good communication right there. Harrington makes the grab.
Yep.
Out number 1.
Yeah, everyone's on the same page. If you don't get it, I'm going to get it. Either way, it's going to get got.
That one a little bit inside, called for ball 1. This one popped up again into left center, and Harrington comes up with the grab. Just got a magnet in there, a ball magnet in there or something.
Ball just seems to be finding her so far this inning. Now making it a real quick 2 outs so far in this inning.
Campbell retiring 2 batters. And now Kennedy Dean up to bat for the Penguins. High and outside, good for ball 1. 2 outs, nobody on. Grizzlies still up 2-0.
And it looks like from game 1, it's going to be another one of those where the score stays the same for a while.
Popped up into shallow left center. Harrington makes the grab again.
3 for 3.
She was 3 for 3. Campbell's 3 for 3 up, 3 down, 3 for 3. 3 is the magic number around here. And the Penguins still come up with nothing as we are heading into the bottom of the 4th. You're listening on WXOU Sports. We'll be back. Welcome back to WXOU Sports. Oakland softball against the Youngstown Penguins. Grizzlies went up early in the bottom of the 1st. Had 2 runs. Youngstown with nothing so far as Taylor Caraway is hitting for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, when you have the matchup, and we've been talking about it all broadcast. You have the matchup of 2 of the best pitchers in the league. To get an early lead like Oakland did, to go up 2-0 in the bottom of the 1st, in a game like this, I mean, that could be the only run scored so far, throughout the game. So it was important to cash in while you had that slim opportunity to do so.
100%, and that's something that Coach Henderson said too. Going into this series, she said, if we can score first, we're going to put ourselves in a better position. And you can say that about any game, right? When it comes
yeah.
to baseball and softball, whatever sport it may be, you get the first run, point, whatever you want to call it on the board, you're going to put yourself in a better position, but especially when you have a pitcher's duel here. Caraway hits it on over to first base, throws it on over to Dean. She'll make the out. Ground out for Taylor Caraway. One out.
Continuing to prove how hard these points are coming or to come by.
There are far and few between.
Number 24,
Cameron Troyer will step in for the Grizzlies. Howell checking her wristband. Lets one loose. Down and out for ball one.
Cameron Troyer hitting .232 so far this season with a 683 OPS.
She rips one. Chopped down. Oh, she almost made it. She turned on the jets for that one, but it dropped right in front of Jaxie. She makes the play on over to Dean again. Maybe it's something with, like, I don't know. You know, you look at top four, it was Maddie Harrington that was making all the catches. And then now we're in bottom of four, and it's Jaxie over at second making all the stops.
Everyone just taking turns, like, okay, you're going to do this entire inning.
I guess. Shoot, it might be someone new next inning. Everyone's got to be on their toes.
Stay tuned to see who it is.
Yeah. Jetta Johnston in the box now. Count 0-1, 2 outs. She rips one into shallow right field. Ooh, but it is grabbed by Fessler out there for out number 3. Once again, 3 up, 3 down. We're having ourselves a good old-fashioned pitching duel right now as Sydney Campbell will return to the circle. You're listening on WXOU Sports. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. As Sydney Campbell fires one in there for another first pitch strike. I feel like we shouldn't get excited for this anymore because it happens almost all the time, but it gets me every time.
Act like you've been there, Patti.
Another one just a little bit too high. Count 1-1.
I mean, it's just how the game has been. Pitcher's duel is something we've said before. We're saying it now. We're gonna say it again. But it's what this game ends up being. You're tied in the series.
As Imler rips one into left field. Harrington couldn't come up with the catch that time, and she will trot on over to second for a stand-up double. There it is. I was going to say it only takes one to break that. And Imler just broke a little bit of that pitcher's duel, but Sydney Campbell historically just takes care of business.
Definitely, and now in this situation when you have a runner on second, there's gonna be even more emphasis and even more pressure on the batter to get that runner home because this opportunity might not come by again either this inning or even in this game because of how stingy both teams have been on defense. You
can argue too that, in a sense, in that way, there would be a lot of pressure for Youngstown in the box.
Exactly.
Instead of putting the pressure on the defense, you take a lot of that pressure with you, stepping into the batter's box feeling like, okay, we had a big leadoff hit. Now we got to do something with it, and might not work out in your favor. We'll see how things get handled by Campbell and now Rinaldi.
Got to make sure it was worth it.
This one's cracked. Ooh, just gets through the infield. Brown couldn't come up with the diving catch. But Troyer out in center field will wrangle the softball and fire it on over to Sydney Campbell. But Imler gets over to third base. They've got runners on the corner now. No outs. It was a great attempt by Brown to try and keep that ball in the infield, and she just missed it.
Yeah, it has a lot of dirt in the jersey for troubles. There's some more conversation between Brian Campbell, head coach of the Youngstown State Penguins, and the officials.
Looks like we're making a change here.
But yeah, this is an opportunity with now threatening to score here with a runner on third. Now definitely you have to cash in on this because it's hard enough to get on first, harder to get on second, even harder to get third. You have to take advantage of this for Youngstown State, and that's what Belke is going to be getting ready to do here at bat.
And right now, that almost relieved a lot of the pressure for Youngstown now that you have a runner on third.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it could go both ways.
Belke chops one to Campbell. She'll check the runners. She fires over to Ruhlman, and she will get him out on the tag.
So much for having a runner on third, huh?
Goodbye. Smart heads-up play by Campbell. She checks the runner, and she gets the tag at third. And Ruhlman was ready. She was ready for it. She had her foot on the bag. And now they have no lead runner. But they do, however, still have a runner in scoring position.
A runner on first and on second. The runner on second and not quite in official uniform. Everyone else is in the gray.
Yeah, she appears to be in a sweatshirt.
Yeah, everyone's in the gray with the pinstripes and the yellow, and the red socks. We got a red sweatshirt up there at second base.
Niedercore steps in the box. She'll have a crack at Campbell now. This one is ripped into short center. Diving catch! Oh, but it popped out the glove from Cameron Troyer. Did she make the catch before she dropped it? She did, and it is good for an out.
Completed it through contact with the ground, of course.
Wow.
That was an incredible catch. Going across your own body, diving onto the ground, going like your right hand over to your left side. That was a tough catch.
Tough catch to make, and she gets the job done. You have Payne trying to have her way now. Ball one, 2 outs. Rinaldi at second, Belke at first. Penguins are running on contact, and there is contact, but it is caught by Macy Brown. She makes the grab, and the Penguins once again had a chance. They had runners in scoring position on second and third, but come up empty. You are listening on WXOU Sports, and we will be back. Welcome back to WXOU Sports. The Oakland Grizzlies up 2-0 in the bottom of the fifth. Maddie Harrington in the box up against Sophie Howell. Howell gone. She's now in her 5th inning. She's pitched 4 complete innings, given up 3 hits, 2 runs, a double, and has 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, going back to that last inning play, now we're here at the bottom of the 5th. That one, because we've seen previously, like the previous 3 innings were basically 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down. It was as quick as possible.
This one's ripped down the third baseline for a single, and she's rounding. No, Harrington will not go to second. She will stick at first. Nice little single. She's rowing the boat on first. She's feeling it. She's feeling it. This will bring Plitz up to bat for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, just to finish the thought there, instead of it being just a 3 up, 3 down, that last inning for Youngstown State, it actually had some action there.
We saw some action.
With a runner over on third, over on the corners.
Little dribbler from Plitz over to second. Dive by Harrington. Oh, she was tagged out on her way to second.
It looked like she was tripped over by the.
Might have been some interference there, yeah.
Tripped by Youngstown State on the way there. She fell before making it to the base.
Plitz on first, safe on first. 1 out. Brings Macy Brown up to bat for the Grizzlies.
We still have Harrington waiting on first base as well.
The lefty, Howell. This one's chopped foul down first baseline.
Or excuse me, Plitz on first base, my bad.
Howell collecting herself. Fires for a strike on the outside, but Plitz will steal, and she is safe
Got
at
him.
second. Hot Wheels. Brown down on strikes, 0-2, 1 out. Plitz at second.
If you can't get it from an at-bat, you might as well steal it. She almost went for it again.
Touche.
Got Youngstown State a little lackadaisical when it comes to the exchange from catcher over back to pitcher. Said, I'm gonna take this one, take it home.
You gotta be on the lookout. You gotta be aware. Howell down and out for ball 2. Brown trying to work back in the count here to her favor. She's been patient. This one is hit into right field, and it is caught by Fessler. She'll throw it, but Plitz will tag at second, and she will reach third. 2 outs, bringing up Kriska. Just who you would want in this situation, but her bat's been a little bit cold today. Typically, you would want her up. Bring in Plitz that's sitting on third. First pitch, strike on the inside.
Yeah, and Kriska having one of those runs from the bottom of the first inning. Trying to get an RBI attached to that as well.
Hit by pitch earlier, right in that elbow guard.
Mm-hmm.
She rips one foul and out of play.
All the chants for Kriska are based off her walk-up song of "Let's Go to the Mall." All of them are shopping themed.
She had that one last year too. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. Count 0-2. She'll take a crack at it. It's foul, but Fessler chasing it to the wall does not get there in time.
Almost running through the wall trying to get it, but stopped just in time.
I thought she was going to run up that tarp wheel, do some parkour.
Now, would that be out of the rules to
I
leap
am
over
Not sure.
what's in front of you?
I don't know. I know for volleyball, your feet can't leave the court. Is that what it used to be?
I don't
That's
know.
what it used to
You played
be.
for 4 years. I would have hoped, and beyond. I would hope you know a little bit.
Yeah, but the rules, they change a little bit from going from club ball. Because I remember because in travel ball, all the courts are stacked right next to each other. So you need to play a ball with one of your feet on your court. You couldn't leave. You couldn't give it like a jump stop. Yeah, no, none of that. Kriska looks to be in pain.
Yeah, the ball might have hit her on its way over to the ground.
She's
it had
limping.
It had a slow roll over on the third base line. And, yeah, it looked like it hit her in the knee bad. She's clutching her left knee at the moment.
Yeah, the left knee. Tough go for the Grizzlies with some little ticky-tack injuries this series.
Just a little bit, little tap of the ball here on the elbow, hit this and that. It doesn't take much when the ball's going as fast as it is, and when you're swinging as hard as, especially as Jen Kriska does, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, she brings a lot of power when she hits. Trying to walk it off, shake it off, give it a couple jumps.
The thing is, like a lot of times, at least in my experience of bumping my knee here and there, it hurts at first, but there's not much you can do to kind of speed up the pain going away. It's just it's there to stay for a little bit, and you need to give it its due time. So I'm sure Kriska is just trying to wait that one out.
Well, trainer Jordan Rattel gave her a pat on the back and said,
"Get out there, kid."
Yeah, get out there. Give it a go. If you feel comfortable, give it a go. Count 1-2, 2 outs. Plitz still on third. Grizzlies are up 2-0 thanks to the bottom of the first, but we are in the bottom of the fifth now. Outside, Kriska got down early in the count. Now she's trying to work back 2-2. Howell. This one, the same thing again.
Same spot on the neck of the bat, hitting
Yeah.
right towards her knee.
That one, I don't know.
That's. Well, we'll use the
Can
word.
you
We'll use the word unfortunate. But
recover
man,
from that one?
stinks.
Kriska
Coach
to the dirt.
Coach Henderson just kind of
kneeling.
shrugging and laughing to the official, like I don't know what to do at this point. It's just that's really unfortunate.
Well, and you'd have to figure, too, as unfortunate as it is in the past 2 swings, she hits herself in the inside of the knee, right off the neck of the bat into the knee. But that pitch is also inside. You can't help but imagine that, again, like I said, as unfortunate as it is, Howell's probably going to give her something inside again.
Yeah.
So be careful, Kriska. Watch out.
Well, she's back at it.
She is. She rips one foul and out of play.
Another inside one, too. Obviously had a lot more contact on it as that thing was rocketed over toward, outside on the left of the field. But at this point, like when you're swinging and you hit yourself twice in the knee, like you got to imagine, like in a human sense, there's a little hesitation to want to like hit it as hard because it might just strike your knee a third time,
She rips one into left center, bringing home Plitz. She's rounding first. Kriska's diving into second, and she is safe for an RBI double, putting the Grizzlies up 3-0. A little 2 out. RBI, she's rowing the boat. Grizzlies tack on another one in bottom 5 after Kriska hit herself. I shouldn't say she hit herself, but more or less. I guess hit herself in the leg with the softball on the swing. Yeah.
Oh, let's call a spade here.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know how to phrase that correctly, but technically I suppose she hit herself, right?
A double on the left knee and then a double over to second base.
Hey, she gutted it out. She got back in there. And she got the job done. Brought Plitz home. Good for a double.
Now Oakland's up 3-0 in a game where the points are hard to come by.
Ruhlman up to bat, and Howell goes right back to that inside corner. First pitch strike. Again, we have 2 outs. Now just Kriska, the lone soldier on second base. Howell will fire inside. A little too far inside, though. Ball 1.
And I'm just now noticing, looking over the Oakland dugout, the row the boat thing is more than just a celebration on base. They have an oar that they are raising up and down. Yeah.
Ruhlman will flip this one over to Jaxie, but she will make the out. To Dean at first. The Grizzlies get one on the board. 3-0 heading into the top of the 6th. Thanks to Jen Kriska after she had a little bit of a boo-boo there on the inside of the left knee, but she gets the job done. An RBI double, and we are heading into the top of the 6th. You're listening on WXOU Sports. We'll be back. Welcome back to WXOU Sports. The Grizzlies are up going into the top of the 6th, 3-0. Sydney Campbell dealing in the circle. 5 innings pitched, letting up 3 hits, no runs, 2 strikeouts. Fessler grounds out to Ruhlman. She will fire over to Murphy. Out number 1. And the Grizzlies just seem to be firing on all cylinders right now, honestly. The defense is clicking. The offense is doing its thing.
They're looking like the 2-year reigning regular season champions so far.
Yeah, very clean softball. From both ends, though, really. Wilkerson watches that one.
The only part you can say about their game that wasn't as clean is hitting yourself in the knee twice for Jen Kriska before getting a double for that RBI in last inning.
I'm sure the RBI double made up for it.
This knee doesn't feel so bad anymore.
Yeah, right? No, real talk, though, she did look to be in some pain coming off of second base after the Penguins got the 3rd out. She seemed to be limping a little bit. She's out there, though. She's behind the dish. Count now 2-1, 1 out. Kriska being a fighter here. Doing the things she does best.
Wilkerson looking to get her.
And this one's grounded out to shortstop again with the fire over to first.
Yeah, I was about to say Wilkerson's looking for her first run of the game, and then
No good.
as it almost happened again, because she got 2 of them in the last game, but against Campbell, unable to get one through.
No go. Jack C steps in the box for the Penguins. Oh, line drive right to Ruhlman. She makes the grab, and it is just like that. Clean softball. I mean, 3 up, 3 down yet again. Wow, the Grizzlies are hot right now.
Ruhlman
And
just deleted that ball.
yeah, her glove ate that thing up, and the Penguins really struggling offensively here. No runs, only 3 hits. The Grizzlies are looking to tack on a couple more here as we head into the bottom of the 6th. You're listening on WXOU. We are back. Patti Cesarini alongside Giovanni Moceri as Maggie Murphy rips a ball into deep left field, but it is foul. She had that ball written all over her bat. Yeah, she's hitting herself in the leg there. She wanted it.
That one just barely
missed.
barely outside, man. Wow.
Back in the box, but she's ready to go.
Yeah, a kind of hit like that kind of clean contact, that's got to give you a lot of confidence, especially facing your first pitch there. You got to feel a little good going into your next
Absolutely.
next pitches.
But then again, it's a little bit of an intimidating thing, too, for Howell. You get some clean contact. If you're Murphy, you get clean contact. She fouls another one down the third baseline. But as I was saying, you rip a ball like that off a first pitch.
It's kind of like winning rock, paper, scissors the first time. Like, I'm in your head now. I got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. She is. Makes you rethink your entire approach to the at-bat if you're Howell.
One look at the wristband before tossing it.
This one hit into shallow right field. Fessler makes the grab for the first out.
Didn't have to do too much movement in order to get underneath that ball there.
Number 6, Taylor.
Dodging the rays of the sun with the glove before catching it. Another routine play over there in right field.
No visor, though. I think she's the only outfielder that doesn't have a visor on. Fessler. This one, little blip, line drive. Over to Jaxie. She makes the grab. 2 up, 2 down.
Kind of a golf swing, hitting that one low.
A little bit, yeah.
Scooping it up, but just right over to second base.
Let's see what Troyer's got now. She'll give it a stab. So far, 2 very quick at-bats.
With the way your defense has been playing, you're up 3-0, and Youngstown State only has one more chance at it. You're kind of you obviously know how well your defense has been playing, so when you're at bat here, it's a little bit of cherry on top a little bit to get more runs on top of the 3-0 lead.
Yeah, you get some insurance runs, A 3-run lead, it's big, but it's not.
In a defensive game like this.
In a defensive game like this, yes.
When you got
huge.
2 of the best pitchers in the league.
Right, 100%. And kudos to both of them, really. I mean, this one, hits Wilkerson right in the shin.
Skipped
As
through.
Troyer.
Skipped past and through the glove, bouncing right off either her shin or her ankle.
Ooh, talk about one that stings too. Yeah, Troyer just laced that one down the third baseline. Yeah, off the foot or off the ankle of Wilkerson. Throws no good. Bringing up Jenna Johnston. First ball strike. But, as we were saying, in a game like this, 3 runs is a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. And kudos to both Howell and Campbell for going at it. And give a little some love to the line drive right to Dean. She makes the grab for out number 3.
At first base.
Yeah, first base getting a lot of action today, but again, like I said, give a little love and a little just some love and some respect for the Grizzlies offense. You know, they have 3 runs just on 5 hits. You know, they were able to get them on, get them over, and get them home. So that's all it takes.
They're few and far between, so you got to make them count when you get them.
Absolutely. You are listening on WXOU Sports. We'll be back. Welcome back to WXOU Sports. Patti Cesarini alongside Giovanni Moceri here as we head into the top of the 7th. The Penguins' last chance here as the Grizzlies are up 3-0. Sydney Campbell will fire in there. First pitch strike. She has just been relentless today. 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, just making it very difficult for the contact that the Penguins do make to get it anywhere where they could land some ducks on the ponds and fly ball to Plitz out in right field. She makes the grab, out number 1. 2 more to go, and the Grizzlies are going to grab this series.
It looks like it. And as hard as all these points have been to come by, to demand 3 of them now in your last chance, already now with an out. Oakland did a great job in holding that position and by getting that early lead in the first inning.
Yeah, they jumped on them fast. This will bring Wilkerson up to bat here. She'll give it a crack. Or I'm sorry. My apologies. Imler up to bat here for the Penguins. 1 for 2 today. Or I shouldn't say today, I should say this game. Or to say. Campbell tried to get her on a breaking ball. No good. A little too low in the zone. Count 2-1. 1 out. Imler had a double in her last at bat. Too high in the zone this time. Ball 3.
Youngstown State doing what they can to energize their batters, because this is it for the series.
Little chopper over to Campbell. Easy play to first for out number 2.
Caught it with a backhand, spun around over to first base, dancing with it.
The Grizzlies are starting to feel it a little bit around here. You can see them in the field getting hyped up. You can hear the bench. It's a waiting game at this point. Let's see if the Penguins can put together a little 2-out rally. Inside on Rinaldi. Ball 1. Campbell fires. Ooh, check swing, but checked it too late.
Got a little contact on the ball there.
Count 1-1.
The check did not cash.
Oh, wow. That was pretty. That was clever. I got to get
Listen, Patty,
it was a dad joke, but I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
This one's fouled straight back. Strike 2. Count 1-2. Campbell ahead in the count. Rinaldi looking to stay alive herself and keep her team alive here in the top of the 7th. This little blip over to Benowitz at first. Ooh, she can't make the tag in time.
Had a little trouble exchanging the ball from the glove to the hand and kind of spinning around in position. It got her just a little bit off base, unable to retreat back to first base for the tag, and her teammate wasn't there in time. It was a bit in transition, trying to almost switch positions there, and just that little bit of time cost him at first base.
And Rinaldi is sitting on first as Belke comes up. 2 outs. Little low, our home plate umpire said. 1-0 is the count, 2 outs. Grizzlies looking to close it out, and the Penguins looking to stay alive, fight, and bring this one back. Ball 2. getting a little windy here towards towards the end. Another ball inside.
The dodge out of the way of that one.
Count now,
Inside.
3-0.
That's going to give Youngstown State a little bit of confidence at bat here.
This one is grounded over to Johnston. She will throw to Brown, who is standing on second for the final out of the game. Grizzlies win the game 3-0 against the Youngstown State Penguins, and they take the series 2-1. Although the Grizzlies didn't get both games of the doubleheader today, which was a goal on their season, is to win both games of the doubleheader, they get the series. And, you know, they chopped down Youngstown a couple of pegs. They were coming into this series on a heater 11-game win streak, and the Grizzlies showed them what was up.
It's been a tough defensive game, some of the best pitching that you have here in the Horizon League. Oakland able to get the lead early in this one. They carried it all the way through to the end, and they take a series off of the top team in the Horizon League to go up, I believe, to go up 6-3. 6-3 on the Horizon League season here. And Oakland's looking to be like that back-to-back regular season championship team here as the Golden Grizzlies keep it rolling here.
Yeah, Brooklyn Plitz went 3 for 3. Jen Kriska 1 for 2 with that double. Taylor Caraway 1 for 3. Maddie Harrington 1 for 2. Sydney Campbell will get the win. 7 innings pitched. Again, 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, a double. And that is all she wrote. Sophie Howell will take the loss. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts, but she did let up 2 doubles. And what the Grizzlies can get on the offensive end, they took advantage of it, and then they ended up taking the game today.
And be sure to tune in on WXOU Sports on YouTube for our broadcaster recap to get me and Patty's thoughts on this doubleheader for today. As we close out the broadcast here today, game's over.
That's all she wrote. Thank you for listening, and we will make sure to tune you guys in next time. You will see updates. Go ahead, like, subscribe to WXOU, WXOU Sports for all of your Golden Grizzly content. This is Patti Cesarini, Giovanni Moceri signing off. Bye.